is. If you have not followed his Triple H Horse Racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Live from not the Bayside Bunker, and good afternoon to everyone out there as we are going to live coverage of Stephen Foster Day here on Weekend Warriors on the HHH Racing Podcast. I'm going to be your host today, Kyle Roscoe, and not only are we going to have co-host appearances from Matt Miller and Andrew Wazinski, we're also going to have live coverage from Churchill Downs from all of Patrick Kunsel, Noah Maher, and of course the boss man, Howard Kravitz. Welcome, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this fine Saturday afternoon. We sure hope you guys enjoy the podcast tonight. If you guys do, down below the video player here on YouTube, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it because, again, it's completely free to do and the best way to help out our channel. Of course, you can listen to all of our podcasts in audio form, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Follow us on X at HHH Racing Pod. Of course, we have our fantastic Power Pits tip sheet that we'll talk throughout the show, all done through Patreon. It's our weekly tip sheet service, patreon.com/HHH Racing Podcast. Link is also in the description below, and check out our great website, hhhracingpodcast.com. But I'll bring on our co-hosts. We won't keep everyone waiting as the horses are on the track for race number 6 as I bring on our 2 co-hosts, and I'll bring on a special guest from the Churchill Downs track, of course, from Bettin' and Boozin'. We have Andrew Wazinski, of course. Well, God, how should I announce him? I mean, there's so many different ways to announce him. I'm going to go contest mafioso in Matt Miller. And, of course, from the man himself, from Churchill Downs, Howard Kravitz. Howard, looking good out there. Rain finally stopped, huh?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the day. We're live here at Churchill Downs. Myself, Patrick Kunsel, and Noah Maher will be joining us later from the paddock. I know there's music playing here in the background. You can see I'm trackside. We will have a little bit better sound when I have my headphones ready, and when we'll be interviewing trainers, hopefully interviewing jockeys, although as you guys know, some of these jockeys are riding back-to-back races later, so I might be following them, guys, walking through the tunnel and following them to the jockeys room to get conversations with them. So I'm absolutely pumped and excited about the day. The weather's been the story here in Kentucky. There's flash flood warnings and whatnot, but just as the racing gods want it to be. As I don't know if you guys can tell, but the sun is coming out a little bit. I looked at the radar. It looks like we're going to be clear, guys, through the rest of the card for the most part. I'm very curious to see if the track dries out. You guys know Churchill Downs dirt track dries quicker than any track in the country. I would not be shocked, Kyle, Andrew, and Matt, if by the time they run the $2 million Stephen Foster, the track is at least good, if not maybe fast if you get lucky. Right, we'll see what they harrow it and smooth it out a little bit and let the water seep in. But it's warm, it's humid, and the racing is be fantastic. I'll sign off for now, guys, unless you have a quick question. But good luck, everyone, today. Enjoy the show.
Appreciate it.
Who do you like in the next?
What is this race? Is this the allowance race? I'm not even playing this in the contest.
Yes.
Who's the favorite?
Bring the smoke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the bring the smoke race. I was gonna play him in the contest, Matt, the 8, to be very honest, because I think he's loose on the lead. The problem is, guys, I don't know if he gets 7, but I think the number 8 horse is definitely the horse to beat. If he can get the distance and gets loose, I think he's going to be a major problem for the rest of the field. But I don't love him. They have been able to close a little bit today as well, so we'll see. Bring the smoke, a minimum contest play for me under normal circumstances. So I'll just chalk it out here at 2-1 to start the day. Good luck, everyone.
All right.
Thanks, Howard. Much appreciated. And we'll bring him on as well as Patrick Kunsel, Noah Maher on throughout the show to talk about not only what they see in the paddock, but their picks as well as some contest plays thrown in there, of course, brought to you by our good friends over at Twin Spires. And Matt, I'll head over to you first. I know it's a little bit, I guess, of a touchy subject at this point for you right now, but there's a massive contest going on right now, the $3,500 Stephen Foster contest that's going on. And I know I prefaced, I'm sorry, but not a whole lot of movement, I think, at least from what I saw on the leaderboard so far. But again, a couple big favorites going down early, so that's going to take a lot of people out of the contest, unfortunately, including yourself.
Including me. I found what I thought was a pretty good spot with 2 entries. there was a favorite going off at what I thought was a pretty juicy 3-2. And I figured if I could double barrel win bet, with each of the 2 entries, I could probably actually wait for the Stephen Foster and do something, just with a simple 4-horse evenly matched field. So it felt like a pretty soft contest to actually do this, except, okay, you kind of need the horses to cooperate, and that didn't happen. But I would say, like a lot of these Twin Spires contests now, I don't know, 4 or 5 people jumped up to like 10 grand pretty quickly, pretty respectable numbers. So this was game on pretty quickly. And yeah, I didn't want to sit around waiting for, thinner fields or less certain spots. Okay, but I'm out. You want to take a look at.
But the thing is, too, is.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. My team cut out.
You go first.
Okay. So. Sorry. We'll take a look at this race here for Churchill Downs 6, which I'm sure is what you were hinting at. My internet's going in and out, which I was hoping not to have any internet issues after this week, but we're all right. We'll figure it out throughout the day. But race 6, guys, is 7 furlongs on the dirt, optional 80. Andrew, we talked about this race on the show that we did, including the next one. Unfortunately, Splendora is out in the fleur-de-lis, which honestly, talking from a contest perspective, Matt, might just tank these types of doubles, although this race is very wide open. I know a lot of people were trying to key in on this next race in the fleur-de-lis. 5 horses, 2 low-price favorites, pick one or the other, hedge the other one, stuff like that. But Bring the Smoke, Andrew, is the horse that you and I liked a lot on the day, and a couple of, no scratches in here, but does look pretty loose on the lead, and he's run some very nice races in the last 3.
Yeah, I think Bring the Smoke's the horse to beat. I actually like the cold double going in to Shred the Gnar. I think both run similar type of run styles here, like go to the lead, don't look back, and just are classy horses. So I would probably go with them or try to do some kind of cold double there. But I'm just all Bring the Smoke here. Hopefully go to the lead and not look back.
Yeah, and Matt, I think we're all in the same agreement. This horse was 3-1 morning line bet all the way down to 2-1 now. I see on the board as they're going to walk into the gate right now. Obviously, that's something you love to see. I'm trying to pull up the probables right now to see what this double is paying into Shred the Gnar, because it's going to be pretty even between 2, I think, or maybe like double.
I am looking at the famous Brad Anderson odds predictor, and it's predicting for this horse somewhere between 2.4 and 2.8 to 1. So it's not always exactly right, but that's a predictor that's based on some mixture of the different multi-race payouts coming into the current race. So that kind of does the math for you.
Yeah, and I see 5-1 right now on the double from Bring the Smoke into Shred the Gnar, and I see about 9-1 into Immersive. So it's a good double spot there as they're actually loading into the gate. I'm looking right now on the feed. We got about 2 back, so we can listen to Travis Stone's call of this race too. So I'm going to bring on the sound. I want to make sure that everyone can hear it before we do end up starting the race. So nothing is on yet, so I'm waiting for him to.
So I do know what Shred the Gnar means, but does anybody else think of the Coneheads and Snarfle the Garthak? That's for whatever reason that. Okay, maybe that's too old a movie.
I would say, unfortunately, Matt, I think that might be a before my time
someone
reference.
In the chat, help me out. I mean, someone's got to know what I'm talking. Dan Aykroyd, you ever heard of him? No.
Well, of course, I've heard of Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. Got that far.
The father of some famous actor, right?
No, Dan Aykroyd's a big actor. Of course, I know who that is. They're having trouble loading the 6 into the gate right now, who just does not want to take a step in.
Well, then I can ruin all your fun because on my screen they just ran out of the gate.
They just broke.
Hold on. I should have the audio up now.
You don't.
Right between them is keep
Yes,
it easy.
there we go.
Them right across the Echo again advances outside up to be 4th. Ken Hush, this is racing in 5th. Kalahari Dreams broke on top, but is down in inside 6th. Bring the Smoke racing 7th in behind that first flight. Dive Bomber is 8th by 4. Money Supplies in 9th. Max Got Excited is 10th. Vamos Carlitos is down inside 11th. And CK Wonder is the trailer. A hotly contested quarter in 22-1. They round the far turn, and it's Hold My Bourbon going head-to-head with Keep It Easy. Can Hush This is just in behind them, and Echo again with a shot as well. Echo again's up into 3rd on the outside.
Bring
so the
it.
turn, Keep
Come on,
It Easy,
Tyler.
comes away with the lead. Echo again, Can Hush This. Vamos Carlitos in so tight, tries to find a seam and is weaving through. Bring
Come
the
on,
Smoke
Tyler.
is pouncing.
Bring it.
Dreams and Dive
Come on,
Bomber.
Tyler.
Final
Bring it.
6, please Keep It Easy.
Bring
Vamos
it.
Carlitos bounced around like a pinball and bring the
Bring
Smoke
it.
to win it.
Boom.
Smoke the winner in
was-
the end. Vamos Carlitos at a
Dude,
huge
that one was so much the best though.
Keep It Easy.
Vamos Carlitos.
I think the 9's the
think
one
I
that caused the
was-
bumping, but
I'm relaunching it on FanDuel in front of me.
Signing off.
Yeah, the
Great
9
show,
definitely
guys.
came
This
in.
was a blast.
Yep.
I'm done.
Very
This can
good.
only get
Thank you,
worse.
everyone. Thank you, everyone. That was a fun 13-minute show. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you catch 2-1, and we're going home.
Yeah, great.
Can't get better than that, really. That was a great ride by Tyler. Took him a little bit to get going, and just exactly how we drew it up, right, Andrew? You know, looks loose on the lead, has been close in the past, breaks 7th, and goes by everybody. Exactly
Yeah.
the way we thought. But that was actually, I want to hit on the one like you mentioned. This is a horse I
Pinball.
actually gave out on Derby Day that ran at 22-1. Didn't end up running all that well that day. He was
Bunch.
flying with them at 50-1, and this is a horse we brought up on the show on Tuesday. So, and I know Howard liked the horse a lot, so hopefully we can bring him on to talk about Vamos Carlitos. But yeah, very unfortunate racing luck with the 9 to just kind of close in on him here at the end, but still a very nice run at 50-1 if you had it.
Are you guys too young to know what the Malachi Crunch is?
that is something I never heard of before.
All right. So in the old show Happy Days with the Fonz,
I
they
was
used to
gonna
do
say.
Demolition Derby, and the Malachi brothers would take their 2 cars and they would crunch, the bad guy from the outside. Well, the one got Malachi crunched. That was that was not good.
The overhead, like it looked like both of them kind of came in, but it just looked like the one was just in a spot that it had nowhere to be. Like, it more so than the 8 and 9 drifting in and out.
We're talking about a 50-1 shot,
Right.
which is crazy. I mean, we're acting like that's normal for a horse like that to be up there. That's wow.
I could
Okay.
agree more. Obviously, favorite ends up getting the win to the delight of the panel, of course. Matt had out the contest, yet we still paying for contests in the side bets afterwards.
That was a big cash double, and basically in everything other than the Stephen F. Foster contest, I played the horse. I'm sorry, in that contest, other than the horse that I took in the Stephen F. Foster, I took the horse that beat him in all of the smaller contests. So in some of those I'm winning, in some of those I needed some to make up some ground. So in one of those, at least I was all in there. So, okay, hopefully we'll make up for some devastation in that other race.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is why the $40 contests are so hard, because Matt Miller goes out in the 3,500 one and then hits for $1,000 and we all lose. It's the way it goes around here. But Andrew, I saw you. I bet it as well. I'm sure you were talking about it. Double out of there for you for bringing the smoke and to shred the gnar.
No, I didn't bet it. It was a little bit too low of odds for me. But
well,
yeah. There's an objection now anyway, so who knows? Hopefully it stays up.
do not
what
worry,
was-
my friend. I will take.
What was too low for you, Andrew? Just out of
I
curiosity.
wanted more closer to like the upwards of like 7 to 10. So I think it closed like right below 5, or right at 5. And after getting eliminated from the Colonial late pick 4, I'm kind of playing a little safe now. So trying to play a little safe.
Which there's nothing wrong with playing it safe.
Yeah.
Matt, I wanted 5-1. I got 5-1.
Well,
and I'm
so
happy about it.
And I'm not so much of this has to do with handicapping opinions, but just if you put the simple act of $1 on the 8 to win, you get that. Let's just assume it pays the minimum, so you get back $3 and change.
Mhm.
And then the question is, if you put $3 on what you think Shred the Gnar is going to be, what should the amount? And I think that horse is going to be 1 to 2. In which case, the double should pay $450. And if it pays anything better than that, I think you're getting a pretty good deal on the double. I know people will say, "Oh, I don't like playing doubles that pay only $450." But look, when you get a 2 to 1 and a 1 to 2, you're actually anything better than $4.50. And again, Andrew, I'm not picking on you at all. For all I know, you think Shred the Gnar should be 3 to 5, in which case I actually think you're probably right. At these smaller odds, it really makes a big difference. So much has to do with what you think are fair prices and all that. But I mean, that's at least the very quick math I do. It's just put $1 to win on the winner and then multiply that out by, if you had bet that to win on the horse in the next race. And again, you can look at odds predictors. You could look at a whole bunch to try to get a gauge of what you think that could be. But I do like Andrew. I do have a lot of respect for someone that at least has standards and has a minimum that they say, yeah, I'm not just picking it because I think it's going to win. If it doesn't make sense payout wise, I'm not going to take it.
Plus, I was kind of worried about how the track conditions are playing because I haven't really watched today yet until recently. So I was like, maybe I'll just, watch a couple before I start making some wagers,
And no change is the objection order. There was one against the 8 as well, which and that was a very quick objection.
Here's how Howard. Here's a good sign for you. It's when you say, "Hey, Howard, who do you like Howard. This race?" Well, hold on, Howard. This is perfect. Just listen for 1 second. I was just saying this is a really good sign when you say to Howard, "Who do you like this race?" And his response is this the Bring the Smoke race? That's exactly what you said. So the fact that in your mind it was this horse's race to lose. Good call, my friend. Thank you.
Well, you guys can hear me fine, first of all?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good. Terrific. Got my new earbuds in here, new wireless mic. What I wanted to say, and I know people watching at home and listening, and thanks for everyone for watching and listening. I'm sure the numbers are great right now. I'm going to get bigger. Kyle, you have to confirm this. I had the 1 and 2 on the show with you.
I talked about that.
Vamos Carlitos. I like Vamos Carlitos, guys, and I didn't tip it out because I forgot he was in this race. Plus, I saw 50 to 1. I'm like, that can't be Vamos Carlitos at 50 to 1. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm not saying he was the best horse in that race. If he doesn't get bothered, he wins. I'm a little surprised. I know what you guys think, but and I'll go outside in a little bit, but I think the 9 caused more of the problem. I guess that's why they left it up. But the inquiry was on the winner, correct?
It was an objection.
The inquiry's obviously it's not against the 9. He finished third, so it didn't matter. I thought it was a squeeze play, guys. But if you watch that race carefully, as I'm sure you guys did, Vamos Carlitos was loaded in behind, and I wish I tipped that horse out, Kyle, on the show because now it sounds like it's red boring. But we did talk about that horse, and I think I had him second on our show on Wednesday. But Bring the Smoke with a good effort, but that'd be a bet against next time at this distance because it was sort of falling apart and clunking together. So I'm sure that helped you in the contest, Matt. I was actually hoping the 1 got up for contest purposes. But I didn't do anything in the contest, by the way, guys, because I didn't trust Bring the Smoke at 7. I wish I had Vamos Carlitos underneath, Kyle, because, again, we did talk about that on Wednesday. But anyway, I'll see you guys as they come out for the Fleur de Lis. Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I say right afterwards, I brought it up that we had that we talked about that horse on the show on Tuesday. So
crazy.
Yeah.
What's that exact that I missed out on, Matt?
It just popped up. So I'll do the math quickly. For $1, it's $96-97.
See you, folks. I'll be outside there when they are on the track for the Fleur de Lis. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks, Howard.
Later.
Yep.
I'm over here complaining about a 5 to 1 double.
Right.
Well, we $5 doubles, or or
97 to 1
96 to 97 to 1 exactas. Which one do you want?
Well, I mean there's something to be said for that in terms of, am I going to regret not playing this? I mean, so again, I'm not trying to be like the cold water being thrown on everything, but when you pass on a 5 to 1 double that doesn't feel amazing, you can kind of get over it pretty quickly, like Andrew just did.
Yeah.
When what you're debating is a 97 to 1 exacta and you don't do it, I mean, I think you just got to pack it up at that point. Just
take the day off.
I don't pick those very often. I mean, and he legit picked it. That's unbelievable. So good on him, but you gotta follow it through and bet it. But
we spend all day trying to find that a 5-1 horse, to win the race, let alone 5-1 double. And 97-1 exacta staring you in the face. That's never good for the program, but obviously good for the rest of the program. As Matt hits in the contest, we're alive in doubles, and we're going to kick off a good kickoff to the show here for Stephen Foster Day on Weekend Warriors. I'm going to bring up the chat here. I see a bunch of people in here. We already have 150 people watching here on YouTube. Greatly appreciate, again, if you guys enjoy the podcast tonight, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. See, Tom Espinoza was here, a guy I haven't seen before. Parker Kipp, Howard, Santa Anita God. I'm sure that when Howard watches this back, he'll enjoy seeing that. Parker, thanks so much for joining. Greatly appreciate. My mom, of course, is here. She can hear me upstairs, unfortunately for her. Tom Espinoza, of course, is here. Been looking forward to this Weekend Warriors show all week. Tom, always appreciate your support. Of course, co-host Jackson Muniz of Pacific Horse Players. Ed Burke is here. Gary Slayton. Kids just don't know the good movies, Matt. And, of course, reference to your reference earlier. Nathan Woodward.
I'll keep going just for you. That's fine.
Nathan Woodward says, thanks for hosting the show. Of course, greatly appreciate it. Tanner Hawkins said, cold double live to shred the gnar. Let's go, Andrew. Except Andrew didn't bet it himself. But, of course.
All good. As long as somebody's cashing.
No, like I said, restraint, like he said, there's nothing absolutely wrong with taking a pass. Aaron D., who I haven't seen before, thanks for joining, says, nice poll, Matt, on Bring the Smoke. Very good. Chikin Noara posted, said, objection. And then when we said no change, she said, thank you. Thanks for joining. Never seen your name before either. Said, scary moment. Scary for a moment. Thank you, HHH, for the double money. Absolutely, Chikin. Hopefully we can continue to do that through the rest of the show. Drew, Matt, Kyle the Stallion, and Boss Man Howard. That's the moniker we're going with. I actually have one of those like hats where you can get on the screen that says like, the chicken, it says cock on it. I actually have one that says Stallion. Maybe I should go put that on.
I've got a one-day future son-in-law that went to South Carolina. It's so over the top. The number of shirts, bumper stickers, it just says cocks. And like everyone thinks that's okay, and it's like
I've seen those.
I guess
the South Carolina Gamecocks, obviously. Yeah, they go off the rails with it. They can do whatever.
It's fine.
They want. Tom Espinoza says show for us on Betting and Boozing. Howard tipped 819, so he did have that exact lie. Actually, he tipped
the tri-cold,
the trifecta cold with a 50-1 in the middle. So that's
normal. Yeah,
it's just. That's normal weekday work on the HHH.
What that? All right, hold on 1 second. What did his cold punch try pay for $1? $4.56.
Want to know?
He's got to appoint a betting. I mean, maybe it'll be me, but he's got to appoint a betting manager that just says, "I'm going to take your picks, and I'm just going to bet them like a completely different way." And oh my gosh. I mean, could you imagine if those were your actual picks? We'd be dancing in the streets at the moment. That's a nice play, Howard. You're not even here.
I would have taken a lap around the house already at this point if I picked those and bet it. I would have been gone. Pat would have been hosting the show for a little bit. Fleur de Lis just popped up on the screen here. It's even money between the two of them. Immersive.
Just leave it.
Fantastic. Number 3, Immersive, and the number 5, Shred the Gnar, are both even money on the board right now. So no separation between the two of them. Then you have the two horses behind. Of course, Regal going to be your third choice. And they're right now at 4-1, and then the 4 is backing it up at 13-1. We'll talk about that race, of course, here in a little bit. I'm waiting for the leaderboard to update, Matt, on the Twin Spires contest, because I don't know if there was any big. I'm assuming a lot of the doubles are going to be pushing out from that race, of course, into one of these two, either Immersive or Shred the Gnar. But
well, I can give you again. I feel like these are trademark credits. I have to give to Brad Anderson every single time. But I'm looking at this really cool Dutch calculator he's got, and I see that there are 2 horses right now at even money, but it's in his view, at least it's not his view. It's the math that says Shred the Gnar, he's expecting to finish at 4-5, and Immersive at, I guess that would be 9-5. So, okay, we'll see. My guess is that's also consistent, I think, with what we would have guessed. Frankly, I wouldn't have expected Well, and I got to take that back, because I think if Brad was here, he would say that there is a slight issue with this program when there's a scratch. So it is more directionally accurate at the moment than anything. But I don't think we're getting 0.9 to 1 on Shred the Gnar. I do think 2 to 5. This is much more likely a 1 to 2 even money kind of situation, in my opinion.
That's what I was going to say on that realm. The double right now into Shred the Gnar is 5.46 to 1, and the double with immersive is 8.66. So I think you're looking at something like a 2 to 5, 3 to 5, and even money chance. Because again, especially with Splendora out, as we mentioned, there really wasn't any hope for the other two. Regal to win probably needed a meltdown, and with Splendora out, I don't think you're getting anywhere close to a meltdown. So we'll keep taking a look. Andrew, we'll bring up the race here before Howard can come in, and then we'll give out our remaining picks at the end. They have 15 minutes to post right now, and it's the Grade 2 Fleur de Lis. It's the last race we talked about on our show on Tuesday. That's autopilot, considering we always do it on Wednesday. Going 1.1 miles on the dirt for the older mares, and this actually was a really nice race with Splendora. Only 5 horses, but a nice salty 5 at that. I'm bringing it up on the screen right now so we can take a look at it. There it is. So you got Regal at 4 to 1 right now. DRF projects to go off at 5 to 1. Whit Beckman, Tyler Gaffleone, again, deep closer. You'd have to imagine that the horse needs a little bit of pace narrow, and I'm not sure you're going to get that anymore. Immersive for Godolphin, Irad, and Brad Cox, 6 to 5 right now, and projected at 6 to 5 in Just My Heels, who needs a lot to go right, I think, to win. And then, of course, Shred the Gnar. So right now, and obviously we are good friends with DRF, and they instituted this DRF projection based on the math Will pays, and obviously you have Brad's as well. They're projecting 2 to 5 and 6 to 5 on these horses, which is about what we said. Andrew, you and I were both big fans of Shred the Gnar, even with Splendora in the race. With her out, it's you're going to be 2 to 5. All systems go, but all systems go nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree. This one can actually kind of rate a little bit. So if Immersive does go, this one I feel like has a little bit better of a chance to hold on later if they do duel. Which I wish Baffert would have just kept this horse in there because it would have gave Shred the Gnar a little bit more pace to run at, which I think actually benefits Shred the Gnar a little bit more, as much as Shred the Gnar is like a speedball in herself. She can rate, and as she's getting older, she's learned how to do that. So I think with the small field, rating really isn't a thing as much as it was. It wasn't much more with an extra horse, but at least with an extra pace pressure horse with Splendora, Shred the Gnar would have had a little bit of a, I would say, easier trip. And now I just think Shred the Gnar just has to show her dominance, and then, which I don't think is going to be too hard in this field.
I think Brian Lynch, Matt, is always known, and we talk about it a lot on the show. Luis Saez, when he gets put on these horses, the true intent from him is just to send on this horse, and especially with Splendora out, you just got to use the speed. You got to use the speed you have. You got to just go. Immersive has been, lackluster at best since her 2-year-old year, since, Paul Halloran cashed that massive bet in 24 in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies with her. Good callback there. But she was kind of disappointing last year in the CCAO. She lost by 15.5 to Scottish Lassie at 3 to 5. And then has come back. Granted, she's faced a lot from very good horses in these last two, but it's always just hard for me to trust her. And even though there's a horse that's probably going to be favored underneath her, at 6 to 5 still, I would not be willing to take them. And in a race like this, Matt, you kind of just have to take one or the other.
It's got to be one or the other. And I got to wait a bit to see what prices look like. And it's, as I'm looking back, I wish I hit the double a little harder. It would certainly be making the decision here a little easier. That's obviously retrospect, but I guess that's a question you ask yourself also when looking to bet doubles is, if I don't do that, what am I going to do when I get to that race? And when you're staring at a 2 to 5 shot, or what you think will be one, I don't know, cold punch exacta. You could play a double going forward, but most of us aren't betting a lot of money on 2 to 5 shots to win.
Right.
Maybe a little different in the contest world where you really do, for that contest, just need winners, and value's a little less relevant. But okay, this will be an interesting race. This is one of my favorite horse names out there, and I did jump ahead. And we should talk contest, by the way. I did jump ahead in one of those by hitting that horse, but when you click on that Stephen Foster right now, there is a holy cow moment as you look at the leaderboard. This is, I think, his second big score in not a lot of time, but Darren Schweiger is sitting with a stunning 36 grand at the moment. Next closest is Gary Crampton at 14 and our buddy Matt McJunkin at 12. Then there's a drop off to 11, 7, 4, 3, whatever. So holy cow, did someone put a statement out there and say, come get me.
Yeah,
take it
obviously,
easy.
That's
Sorry.
We are 32 minutes in and we're already dying. That's not a good start for the boys.
Oh,
but,
dude, I've been having like a little head cold for like a week and a half now. It's not fun. But it's like one of those ones that just like slightly linger, not like one that really takes over.
Kylie sounds the same to me. I don't know.
Pretty much.
I mean, we don't know. You're not there. Just sounds nuts.
I trust him.
I see the jockeys are up now. So going to Howard Kravitz here as soon as they go onto the track. But again, guys, I will take the time to see a bunch of people. We are now up to 162 live viewers here on YouTube, 231 across all platforms, which again, we can't thank you guys enough. And we hope you stick with us as we're going to be going all the way through this contest, which ends with race 12, not necessarily with the Stephen Foster, with the Tepin Stakes at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, 5:45 p.m. Central if you are on real time, as the kids say. But Florida Lee's become a nice match race. We'll see how it ends up. A lot of us on the screen are hoping for Shred the Gnar, as this actually is, and I think we should mention is this is a Breeders' Cup win in your in race too. So this is a Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff win in your in as well. Of course, that now being contested on October 31st, as it's the 30th and the 31st this year. I will bring on the man as soon as he gives me a thumbs up. Down below, he's centering himself, making himself look pretty. There's the thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. From the side as they walk out onto the track and the trumpet and the bugle sounds, the boss man, Howard Kravitz. Howard?
I'm sorry, what did that 819 trifecta pay that I had 10 times, Matt, in the contest?
Oh my gosh, we were talking about that. Holy cow. Nice job. I hope someone played that.
Nice job, except sorry guys. Nice job, except I didn't play it, of course, Matt, but I mean that was not my original plan to play it. So anyway, I know we're getting let me just actually show the track right now condition. I'm switching the camera, guys. Everyone give me a chance here. Okay, everyone see that? Okay. So obviously here's the track. I know we're getting on Kyle looks like Noah and Pat are going to be coming on very soon. They sped up the races, guys. They're going to be in the paddock after this race, but they're coming on in the track here, right? I believe this is Immersive coming right at us. Is that right, guys? I can't see the number, but here's Immersive, guys, right here in front of us. Looking good. The track is definitely sloppy, guys, but it's starting not to puddle as much. So that's regaled right there. There's the Outrider. Hi, Outrider. Okay. And here come the other two guys.
Shred it.
Again, I can't see the numbers here, so sorry about that.
Well, that horse was shredding.
They're shredded. And there's the 4-horse guys.
Whoa.
Let me go ahead and see if I can switch this back, and then I'll shoot it over to you guys. Can shoot it to Pat and Noah here as I go back on screen. Matt, I'm not afraid to say it because I'm not a threat in the contest at all right now. But guys, this is an all-in play for me here. In this, I have to make a move here, obviously, guys. I'm going. I have 1,600, Matt, and I'm sure you're gonna agree with this play. If I get even money, I'll be happy. This is an all-in straight exacta shred over Immersive. Look, if Immersive wins, I've been wrong about shred like every time, Matt, as you know. So, I mean, he's loose, guys, right? The only question here is, can you get a mile and 8? I mean, that's the only question. I think he gets the mile and 8th. He's going to be easy lead. I think Immersive is going to be more forward because she needs to be. She improved last time, though, guys. I mean, if Immersive wins and beats Shred, it wouldn't surprise me. If Regale gets second, wouldn't shock me, but I got to make a move, Matt. And look, if I get to 3,200, then that'll set me up for my last play that I'm planning on making, which I'm not going to say right now. But all in, guys, in the contest for me here, $1,600 exacta straight Shred over Immersive. Let's up and go. Howard, reporting live from Churchill Downs. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Howard. Much
right.
appreciated. Good luck to that exacta. But unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, we're going to have to bring on a couple other younger guys as soon as I'm sure Noah can hear me. As soon as he gives me a thumbs up, I'll bring the young guys on and they'll talk about what they see. I got a thumbs down. Cool. So we don't even have to bring them on. It's fantastic. It's even better. No, but of course, everyone's here for one thing. And of course, it's to see the man. Oh, no, he's actually out. Okay, never mind. So we're good. I thought he was just messing with me, but no, he's going to be out. So we'll talk through the remaining 4 minutes here, and then we'll go to Travis Stone for the call of the races. I see a bunch of people in the chat. Then we'll give our final picks in this race. Again, only a shortened field, 4 horses in the Grade 2 Fleur de Lis. Of course, our good friend Dave Duncan is here. Good afternoon, Jets. Betting, boozing, and not losing is the moniker for today, my friend. Thanks so much, Dave, for joining. Greatly appreciate it. Eduardo, I see in the chat for the next time I've ever seen you. Julia Lynn Rose, who I haven't seen before in here either, says, how do I figure out when Golden Tempo is racing again? Cherie DeVoe, they do a lot of interview work over on DRF.com, Daily Racing Form, and they brought I believe Cherie said that she's running in the Jim Dandy and then the Travers, I believe. If not, the Jim Dandy is the question mark. She's definitely running in the Travers at Saratoga. But yeah, go look up those. You can search it up on Google or go to DRF.com and look up the news stories there, Julia. Thanks so much for joining. Greatly appreciate it. And Arthur Ramirez, who I haven't seen either in the chat before. He says, woo, let's go. Absolutely.
Is that like a Ric Flair? Woo!
Might get a couple more Ric Flairs if we keep winning like we are right now from me. I'm going to, hold on 1 second. Okay. Man himself wants to come on. The Joe Burrow man himself, Mr. Noah Maher. Noah, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, fellas? I think the first thing I want to say when I came on here was I think the last time I was here, I said that there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and Matt was really amused by that. There's a lot of clouds today. So fortunately, the sun has come out at least a little bit. It's started to peek through, but betting's been rough. Weather's been rough. So hopefully it's only up from here.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the weather's been rough and the betting's been tough, one, I hope the drinks are making up for it. And two, it can only go up from there. So
there has definitely been some compensating with some beverages. So Kyle, we can make sure of that.
I mean, I've trained my protege so well, let me tell you. But either way, of course, we'll bring you guys on. Pat's also there with you. We'll bring you guys on from the paddock next race. But who are you with? You shred the. Oh, yeah, I don't need him on the screen right now. I got enough.
Yeah, nobody needs it.
But between you and Pat, who are you with? Are you with the 5 or the 3 here?
Who you like? You like immersive or you like shred? Shred. Yeah, I feel like the biggest question of this race, at least with Splendora in the field, was whether Shred the Narc could get the 9 furlongs. I feel like that's a bit of a smaller question, because it seems like Louis will probably be able to get the lead, kind of back things down, and it's pretty easy to get 9 furlongs if you haven't gotten 9 furlongs before. If you're just kind of winging it up there and have things your own way. So if that comes to fruition, I think she'll probably be tough to beat. I do like Howard's play of a straight 5-3. I know it's not going to pay all that much, but it just seems like it's very likely that those two run 1-2. And you can make the case that, the horse suited best for the 9 furlongs is immersive, but it just seems like Shred's probably going to be too tough with the favorable pace scenario in here.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing we've hit on always as well. No, we'll bring you on here in 10 to 15 minutes when they come in the paddock. Thanks again, as always, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, my king. See you soon.
Let's just get this straight. The second he leaves, there wasn't a cloud in the sky last time, and now he's showing up in shades like that.
And there's a lot of clouds.
And there's a lot of clouds. Right. I got Chris Couples telling I'm not going to, Chris, I don't know if you're trying to get us to scare Howard, but I'm not using the word sell or anything like that when you know how he obsesses about the weather. I'm sure he's well aware of what's coming for the next 6 hours or whatever. But yeah.
All right, gentlemen, they are loading into the gate now for the
Shred
grade
the
2
gnar.
fleur-de-lis. Hoping a lot of us are Shred the Gnar. Good luck however you play. Travis Stone with the call.
For both Immersive and Shred the Gnar, and the two
Shred
of them
it.
step out right off the
And
mark,
Immersive
and they're
goes
1-2,
right to the
and
lead.
they've already gone 5 clear of the other two. Regaled and In Just My
Match race.
Heels are third and fourth,
Yeah.
and they're 8 lengths behind Immersive and Shred the Gnar, who hit the clubhouse turn head and head. Immersive inside, Shred the Gnar not letting her get away, and they've now gone 10 clear.
10 clear.
Giled is through to the inside into third, and Just My Heels is fourth. Let's see the quarter, 23-1. It's a sharp tempo, and it's a match race up top. Immersive inside and Shred the Gnar right alongside second. So the two of them 1-2 down
Shred
the
it.
back stretch. Immersive with a short lead, and Shred the Gnar's not letting her get away. Still a big break. Back to Regaled and In Just My Heels. The opening half in 47 seconds flat. There's 4 furlongs to go, and this race continues up top. Shred the Gnar and Immersive onto the far turn.
Don't shred me, bro.
Turns
Goes
up the
Lewis.
dial on Immersive. The two of them knocking heads round the far turn. Shred the Gnar. Put a nose in front right outside the 3/8. Shred the Gnar, the leader. Immersive is coming under a ride. Coming under a full-out ride, but is back to second now. A clear second as Shred the Gnar.
Shred.
Away.
Bye-bye.
To go. Shred the Gnar rolls off the turn. Immersive is
Shred in the Gnar, baby.
back. Immersive is not quite back
Uh-oh.
on Shred the Gnar.
Mush.
Immersive is coming
Come
back on Shred the Gnar. In the meantime, Regaled is third and trying to close.
I mushed my horse.
Back. Shred the Gnar's wilting, and Regaled is flying. Immersive comes away.
Regal's going to get up.
Regaled catcher on the wire. Immersive held
unreal.
on.
Yeah, we
Immersive
mushed
beat
that.
Regaled.
Mush.
Shred the Gnar dueled
I
into
mean-
defeat back to third.
I mean,
And
dude.
Just My Heels was fourth.
I mean, obviously she can't get the 9 furlongs. She did not look like a loser at the top of the
No.
stretch.
But
I mean,
also, on top
also-
of that, the fact that like you have the two best horses and obviously 2 speeds, but you're dueling 23 quarter, like you're setting it up for Regaled at that point. Like
I mean, we
in
talked
the long
about
run.
it, right? I mean,
Like yeah.
they killed each other. I mean, they went to the mile even with wilting speed, 136 and 3 in the slop. I mean, that's
Irad schooled him there.
yeah.
Because the way Irad was like, all right, you want to go now, but I'm gonna have horse later, you know.
Obviously, I mean, maybe did Louis press the button a little early? Maybe at the top of the
yeah.
stretch.
I think he thought that I thought he literally think Immersive like just stopped. And then he like I don't know if he got I don't think he got overconfident, but I just think that he thought he had more and Immersive was done and he didn't think anybody was gonna be close enough to catch him, so he just went early.
Yeah, 3-5 and 8-5 is what they ended up going off at. So
Well,
Louis
it was a
made-
good fate of a double for me, you know.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
I'd be so pissed if I threw like a $20 double there and it was like
Good
and
one.
I was rooted for Hove and turned for home, but
Well, jokes for you. Jokes on you, Andrew. I only played a $17 double, so jokes on you.
of course
No,
my
but
mom
it's
had
fine.
that
I
in
mean-
the chat, you know. She's always trying to flex
I
on
mean,
us.
I mean, hell yeah. Kim, thank God someone had it because none of us had it on the screen. So at least someone had it. Congrats to Andrew's mom in the chat in the house at 8-5 on that monster. Thanks to the ADWs and CAWs, obviously not betting that horse late because they were sitting at 2-5 and even money for the longest time there at the end. And it ended up going up, which again, talk about CAWs all the time. Some help, some hurt. And that was one of the ones that helped if you did have Immersive. Just another 2-5, Matt, in my stellar career of picking 2-5s that can't win on the end of a double.
I can't believe I chair surfed in the middle of the stretch for that horse. That's unbelievable. That was just terrible. And yes, that's what shredding the Gnar is. It's like a surfing move.
Yeah.
I mean, what an embarrassment. The biggest mush.
Yeah,
Howard. Let's see Howard's condition when he comes back. I mean, that's how devastating is that? I mean, he had that in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, and like we thought, we mentioned on the screen that Regaled would come flying late. And as much as I didn't think it was going to happen, there's always a possibility of, the two dueling them into submission. They literally almost dueled themselves into a loss. Immersive only ended up winning by a half length there, I think. at the end of the day. Granted, she ran the best race. She did all the dirty work with Shred the Nard. Shred the Nard faded. She was the one that ended up holding on. So, again, all the kudos to Immersive. Like I mentioned, she had to run the best race. She did everything she could, did all the dirty work, and still ended up coming out on top. Been wrong on her before, wrong on her again, and probably next time I'll bet against her again because I just don't know. I mean, we'll see what number that comes back at, but I don't know how fast it'll be just because of how bad they had to duel and ended up fading away at the end. Like I said, they went from 23, 23, 24 to a 136 in 3 miles. So we'll see how that number ends up coming back for Immersive.
I don't want any of them coming back out of that race, personally.
I think that was Brian Lynch's. Test, right? Was to see how far that Shred the Nard could go. Obviously, mile and 1/8 might just be a little too far. There's plenty of mile and 16th races for her going the 8.5 panels to find, just another grade 1. There's nothing wrong with that for Brian Lynch and the Flying Dutchman and Luis Saez, who will most likely stay back aboard. But Tom Espinoza goes, that was an Amalachi crunch. That was a Malachi F, which is another good callback, of course. And I'll give myself a half point on that reference, Matt, because I knew it was from one of the old TV shows my mom used to watch. I just could not pinpoint it, but I knew it was something along the lines of the cars crashing into each other. I'll give myself a half point for that. But I did not know that. I'd be lying to you if I said I knew it was exactly Happy Days. But they're talking to Irad right now. Again, just about Irad's just saying how he knew he had horse at the top of the stretch. He let Shred the Nard go a little bit and just ended up battling back. It's all, then the normal answer of it's all horse and blah, blah, blah. So
Howard
kind of did it.
Howard's telling Irad he had the exacta the other way in the contest, and Irad's looking at him like, what?
That's
there
the camera.
Oh, boy.
Howard,
get up. Get up. Get up. It's okay. Oh, boy.
No, the camera's off. It's on the...
You got the wrong one, Kyle. You got to bring me on the other one.
He chucked his phone. I knew it. He chucked his
Threw it onto the dirt course.
Is the camera no good right now, guys?
It's off right now.
Off, no camera.
All right. Well, that's okay. I was trying to get. I had them in the winner's circle there. I'll go ahead and get the camera set up here in just a second. Obviously, great disappointment for me personally, guys. This is why Irad is just the best in the country. I mean, I didn't think there was any chance Immersive was quick enough to get to the lead, but I think that's how Immersive that Irad knew how he was going to win best. And I'm not shocked that Regale got second, to be very honest, guys. I knew if they hooked up, they might set up for Regale, but I'm out of the contest. We'll see if I can get some of the Godolphin connections here, guys. Immersive is Cox, right?
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll see if I can get Cox guys in the interview. You guys pay attention to my phone here and, in the background. And let's see if we can get Brad. We'll see if I can get Brad here. I'm going to walk over because they're going to start interviewing.
You're good.
I got to figure out the camera situation.
What are we supposed to be doing?
I'm with you, Matt. I'm trying to figure it out.
Look, I'm just hoping that the 7 at Aqueduct wins. That's all I'm worried about.
He's sick.
All right.
Man.
Well, we could go over
Obviously,
there.
we would love to talk about more tracks. This is trying to see.
Oh, there we
There
go.
it is.
Okay, I know you can hear me. I'm going to walk over to Brad. I'm going to try to switch the camera here. The problem is it's very hard to see what's going on with the screen here. And so, anyway,
I'd step out.
bear with me, guys. I'm trying to turn the camera on. Actually, okay, that's not going to work either. Go ahead, guys. I'll figure it out. You can keep me on if you want, or you can just take me off, Kyle. Either way. I'm trying to get over to Brad here.
All right. I'll if you're gonna walk over right there, I'll keep you on or I'll take you off when I see. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll take you off and I'll bring you on. All right. So,
All right. Pick this phone up out of the dirt, at least. That was good.
well,
That phone was on the ground. That was 100% on the ground. Can we agree on that?
yes, it absolutely is. That's the
100% on
thing.
the
That's the thing is I was told to look for the camera and the camera wasn't on. So whatever. I'm trying.
ground. I'd rather a hose down, honestly. He's right there in the winner's circle.
How about he just interviews the horse?
God,
Just
that
goes
was
up to him.
Honestly, fantastic.
unbelievable.
So how did you re-break?
Time to go. We got another presentation. Go. Okay.
Oh, we knew there was another presentation. He just got kicked out. You're bringing back Howard
Live on
getting
air.
kicked out of a winner's
Oh, wait,
circle.
hold
That's
on.
amazing.
Nope, he's getting kicked out. I'm waiting to see.
Don't they know
You guys
who
can
we
hear
are?
me. They're
Yes.
moving everyone out of the winner's circle here. But I got Brad Cox,
Yep.
guys. See if we can hear any of this.
Opportunity to stay on and race at the age of 4 after being a 3-time Grade 1 winner at the age of 2.
Yeah, usually.
So, I mean, obviously, the credit goes to Godolphin there with allowing her to stay, or keeping her in training and racing at the age of 4, just like this year. Hopefully we'll see her later this summer.
Yeah, great. Can you talk a little bit about the horsemanship in the paddock, having to have the pony there and how all that sort of came together?
Yeah, last year a couple times, especially Saratoga in the I think CCA Oaks. She's just really warm and kind of, we felt like she kind of left her A race in the paddock. She's been better with the pony and escorting her over, and then the outriders help us here in the paddock. Just kind of keeps her calm, and she does get a little warm, but not over the top, not boiling hot or anything.
Do you have to give Lee part of the winnings when he does that for you in the paddock?
Yeah, I'll get a half dozen donuts tomorrow morning.
Can you take us through the late stages of the race? I missed that, Brad, if you will.
Yeah, look, I mean, she stayed on well. We thought the mile and an eighth would be something she would like. She did. Obviously, the intent was to break running, not let the 5 loose on the lead, and Irene did a good job of putting her where she needed to be, and she responded well. And we figured she would stay on. She did, and the mile and an eighth was kind of
came back very well.
You were not worried when.
Well, no, I wouldn't say I wasn't worried. I don't know if I'd use the word worried. I mean, I think when they straightened up and the 5 didn't get opened up like 2 or 3 lengths of how we had a shot, because Philly stays on. Honestly, at the 16th ball, I was a little more concerned with the 2 coming. Or maybe at the 8th ball, I kind of started thinking, okay, the 2's coming now. So, we needed to wire there late. But she obviously did a lot of work early in the race, running the first half mile, 47, and staying on. And proud of her. She's a Grade 1 winner now, a Grade 2 winner at the age of 4. She's over $2 million in earnings now, and very proud of her. And she stepped up.
Brad, was the plan to always go to lead with IRAD? Was that the plan?
No, the plan would have probably been set second. When Splendora's scratching, I heard last night she was scratching. I felt like, to give us the best shot, we needed to be aggressive away from there and put her in position. And, look, draw to the inside of her. We had an opportunity to go around there and go a mile and an eighth and not be wide around the turns, and it worked out.
When she re-broke on the inside.
All right, guys, let's see if I can turn this around effectively. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys caught all that. You guys can hear me okay right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
You're good.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
We're walking.
Oh, look, that's where his phone was dropped.
We're walking. We're walking.
There we go. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. But anyway, of course, you heard Brad Cox talking about it, and actually, there's a funny moment in the middle of that, talking about the horse, seeing if the outrider pony would get a little bit of a cut of the winnings of the Fleur de Lis. But so he said that was actually really interesting. That he said that the plan was probably never to go to the lead, but once Splendora scratched out, obviously they're drawn inside of Shred the Nars, so the whole plan had to end up being changed. And I wouldn't say I wasn't worried about it, but I knew that and we were thinking it too at the top of the stretch after all 3 of us pushed that horse, that once she kind of didn't open up by 2 lengths, we knew we were kind of in a little bit of a hurt. So, and Brad, the sidewalk is the best part of Churchill Downs. You didn't know that? So just watch the walk into the horse tunnel. It's a cool part of the track. But either way, unfortunate for a lot of us on the screen. Of course, Howard talking about his contest plays as he was Shred the Gnar over Immersive and ended up finishing Immersive Regaled, then Shred the Gnar, who finishes a fading, kind of a disappointing third after what it looked like on the turn. Matt, I tell you what, I know a lot of people probably did have Immersive as well, but you have a 2-5 like that losing, it's going to hurt a lot of people in terms of a contest play.
For sure. And especially if you're double barreled, you could have used a reliable favorite there to play into a couple other horses. So yeah, we'll have to see after we'll get a leaderboard update after another race. The doubles obviously don't come out right away. So it'll take a little bit to see how much money came off the board there, but I'm inclined to agree with you that more people lost than won there is my guess.
Yeah, because we talked about it a lot, always talking about good betting etiquette, just trying to take when you have those two massive favorites, take one or the other. A lot of people, especially in contest play, and it all depends on opinions, right? But a lot of people are going to gravitate to that 2-5, less than just almost, half of what Immersive was in the double. I mean, that's, especially at Churchill, that's substantial money. So
yeah.
A lot of people, might have hedged with Immersive, considering we talked about how a 2-horse race it is. So we'll have to see an update on the leaderboard. Andrew, we talked about it a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next race here before we bring on the rest of the hooligans out at Churchill Downs. But did Louis kind of just push the button a little too early? On the turn, started to go a little bit past Immersive. I don't know. I wonder if Louis thought that he maybe didn't have the horse, so he tried to get in front of her to try and make her come back, or it just ended up being that he thought he had more horse than he did.
I honestly think he just got fooled by Irad, thinking Irad had put his horse in the towel. And
perfect.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, you got to go now before the closers catch you. So it's not really a knock on anybody who's riding. Honestly, it's, if anything, it's a positive comment on Irad's ride, because he made this horse look like he was done, and then stayed in it and had enough left. Because if you really watch the backstretch, like, Irad never really asks his horse when they're dueling. He's kind of just sitting there, and then the horse, like, he does his little, like, oh, I'm not going to move, and the horse is going to fade, probably going to be tired, and then next thing you know, he's in the winner's circle. So I don't know, maybe Irad timed it better and knew that these horses were going to still stay up there, and he had enough horse to come back. But like Brad Cox said, he wasn't even expecting to be on the lead. So the fact that Irad kept him on the lead, or kept her on the lead, kept her in the game, and then, gave her a little bit of a breather. I give props to Irad.
Agreed.
Yeah,
it looked like it looked like Shred the Gnar just kind of naturally put a nose in front without a ton of prompting.
Yeah.
And that's what at least gave me the confidence to say, wow, this horse is just going right by. But to your guys' point, if Irad really wasn't asking, okay, it's still a little unusual to see a horse go by like that and then come back on like that. But right, I guess if he wasn't asking, I wouldn't have been so confident.
I agree with you. I mean, we were all very confident at the top of the stretch for the worst of it, of course. But guys, we'll take a move on here to the American Derby, which is the next race at Churchill, race 8. It's for 3-year-olds only, of course. Mile and 16th on the turf. The number 2 Prepped, a horse that I actually liked a lot, for Jose and Cherie is out. And then the number 5 Sirac for Nicholas Palmer and Jaime Torres is out. So scratch the 2-5 in the next race. And there's actually a very heavy favorite, as there should have been going into the race, with the number 6 Alpe Land for Mark Cassie and Javier Castellano, coming off the nice win at Penn National in the Penn Mile that we talked about on Betting and Boozing about a month ago. A horse I'm really interested in is the second choice. And the number 8 Bust Out for Michael McCarthy and Flavian Pratt might be a little bit of a win bet here, depending on the rate. I probably would want 7-2, and the horse is at 5-2 right now. So I have to wait and see how the odds end up shaking out. Andrew, this is the race after we talked about it, and we'll talk about it more after we bring on Howard and Noah and Pat on. But who did you end up going with in here?
Oh, well, Alpe Land's the horse to beat, in my opinion, and we've been following this horse for probably the past 6 months at almost every race that this horse has been in, and I believe it's been our top pick in those 6 months. So I'm not going to switch it up now, and on a turf course that's probably going to favor her run style. or his run style. My bad. But yeah, no. I mean, this one's gonna be able to sit off and be able to go. I don't see any other horses really doing that besides maybe Bust Out or I mean, I like Immortalize a little bit. That'd probably be my second choice here, just because Brendan Walsh is amazing at these type of races, and then you get Johnny V in the irons, who has done really well with this horse the last 3 times. I think that one's more of the future in the now, or not in the now, but the future star of this field is probably Immortalized, and Alpuland's probably the horse of the now. So if you're going for that angle, I'd probably just go with them 2.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And, Immortalized sitting at a nice price of 5-1. Guys, we'll move on to Noah and Pat. Noah, right in the winner's circle as the horses are going up. Noah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. There's a horse right there, Immortalized, that you guys are just talking about. Second to Alpuland in the 10 mile. Last time out, Field's just passing us for the first time. There's your favorite at 6-5 right now. A little cold, in my opinion. I thought he'd be a pretty big favorite. Maybe the will pays indicate a little bit better than that, but he's looking good. And then Pat was pointing out this California Invader, the number 8, who you like, Kyle, Bust Out 5-2 on the line right now. Looks pretty good right now. You see McCarthy there. He's obviously had a couple runners here so far, but there you go. There's the field for the race coming up here in about 9 minutes.
Yeah, you mentioned Pat talking about the number 8. Where did you go? And then we'll go to Howard here in a second. A lot of them looking good in the paddock there. Who did you 2 go with in this race?
I kind of thought it was Alpuland's race to lose. It just seems like if he runs back to that race he did in the 10 mile, he should be pretty tough. I didn't know what to make of Bust Out, and at the price that he is right now, I maybe feel a little more inclined to try to beat Bust Out, just because you never really know with the West Coast contingent if they're able to handle that class coming over to the East Coast. And this is a much different turf course than what he's been used to running on. So I maybe would try to get cute with an Alpuland, maybe Immortalized Exacta, something we saw similar just a few weeks ago down in Pennsylvania. 1,006 I've never been a huge fan of. I think in terms of longer prices, I'd maybe be a little interested in Brave Force to maybe round out an Exacta or try, just because it's been a long time since he's tried the grass. It was at Kentucky Downs. We know how horses are sometimes incapable of handling that surface. Just thought it was interesting that in this spot they tried the grass once again. So that would be the kind of clever direction that I would go in here.
No, and I think you're right. With Alpuland's race to lose, and we talk about it a lot, 6-5 favorite. And I agree with you on Bust Out. I wanted at least 7-2 on this horse to try and take a shot. 5-2, you go both ways, right? That might indicate that this horse has a lot better of a shot than I thought he did originally, but also I don't know if I'd be willing to trust that horse at 5-2. So I think you bring up some really good points. I don't want to leave out Mr. New Jersey over there. Who's he going with in this race?
Who you like that?
Kyle, I like the 8. Listen, I thought the 8 looked great in the paddock. Obviously, this is another step up, right? So we got to see, but I'm definitely going to be playing a 6-8-8-6 Dutch Exact this year.
I love that. All right, I'm going to probably go with you on that, Pat. So I also like Bust Out. So good luck to you boys. Before Noah,
Kyle, you look great back there. That setup looks great. I'm just saying that now. That's fantastic.
Thanks, appreciate you. Considering that it's the Roscoe, the Chicago setup in my dad's bar. So he does a good job.
Stop hating on the shades, Matt. We'll see you soon.
See you guys. I knew that there's gonna be some jab on it. We'll go out to Howard as they are going out onto the track. You can see right there behind him the post parade going out. Howard 6-5 on Alpuland, 5-2 on Bust Out. Who'd you end up liking out here?
Yeah, first of all, sorry guys, it was pretty crazy in the winner's circle. They were rushing to get people out of there. Just remember, Kyle, when we do the stuff in the after the race, everything's going on my phone, so just make sure you hit that one.
I was
no worries.
I was looking for the camera. That's what I was doing.
Sorry?
And the camera. I was looking for the camera, and the camera wasn't on. That was the whole.
Okay,
that
no
was
worries.
The reason.
Were you guys able to hear Brad? Just out of curiosity, Brad Cox, pretty well.
Yeah, you're good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys heard my question to him at the end there?
Yes.
Yeah, so unbelievable. I've been a big fan of Immersive for a long time. And it's just, I know you guys already talked about the race. We got to move on to the next race here. But I can't say enough good things about that decision for IRAD to send. I suppose Louis could have been more aggressive. Let me just ask you guys that real quick question. You think Louis was content to sit? They went, it wasn't a crazy fast first quarter. You think Louis just should have gunned it there on shred, Matt, or just think that he was going to be the best and sit? Because that obviously didn't work.
I think Shred was second best. I'm not sure how much it mattered. I thought the position was pretty ideal. I thought the horse pretty naturally wanted to run by, and I think the horse pretty naturally wanted to stop running when it got tired.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm out of the contest. Guys, Alpeland right now is even money. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch the first turf race. It's listed as good. I got to be honest. I think that is correct. I thought it would be worse. But they're running on fresh grass in general, guys. And like I said, it's drying out here. So Alpeland is clearly the horse to beat. I'm not saying anything that people don't know at home. But the 8-horse guys coming in from California, I'm almost always against West Coast horses coming east, especially on the turf. And especially when the turf is not very fast or firm. But there's not a ton of speed, and I just have too much respect for this 8. I'm going in this race. I'm going to chalk. I'm going 6-8-1. I don't have anything creative here. If Alpeland gets the trip and handles this, slightly off going on the turf, I think she wins. Nothing creative. I overly in the winner's circle after the races, guys, and hopefully again, it's crazy in the winner's circle. But the tech stuff should be worked out. Good luck to everyone with the American Derby.
All right. Thanks, Howard. Much appreciated. Yeah. So we got 5 minutes to post, guys. And Matt, this is another, contest, another contest race that a lot of people, I'm not sure what the double is paying. I haven't checked yet. But again, you're talking about 8-5, 2-5 last race, and then another even money shot here. Could imagine that a lot of people took that double last race into here, especially maybe trying to beat Shred the Gnar. If that wasn't their opinion, they could have exactas here, going forward doubles, lots of contest interest in this race.
Yeah, that's a juicy, almost $11 double into Alpeland. So not too bad off a horse that went off at 3-2. Again, just doing simple math. A buck at 3-2 gets you $2.50 at even money. It should get you $5, and instead it's getting you double that. So, yeah, when people ask me why I go so crazy over these doubles, these are the reasons. And they may, these edges may shrink down as the computers analyze it and bet it down to nothing, but at least as you're putting your bets together, you can come up with that line of thinking. Alpeland at even money here. I mean, as I look at the rest of the card, I don't think there's another favorite nearly as reliable. So I do think if you're going to be looking to make a push at any point, this is probably it. And that said,
I would agree.
I'm sitting in Jacko's Naira Bets contest right now. I'm sitting in second to Kevin Lux, and I'm just now wondering if I need to take my own advice and shove here. I don't know.
Yeah, because obviously Kevin Lux is one of those guys that, we talk about it a lot, looking at the leaderboard, who will and who will not shove. Kevin Lux is one of the guys that can throw it down with you.
I thought I was very nice. I told him it would be so cool if I could win one of Jacko's contests. How nice would it be to be able to do an interview with a friend and maybe give him some extra publicity if he wanted that? And Kevin just didn't care. And he's trying to win still. And okay, we got to do something about this.
It's fantastic. Obviously, Jackson, we're very happy for him. The contest, Naira Bets. So if you guys don't play Naira Bets contest, would highly recommend. Very similar to Twin Spires, but obviously Twin Spires is the main contest we will be shooting around in here. But speaking of Jackson, myself, he goes, get this kid off my stream. Talking, of course, about the man in the sunglasses. So just the normal banter that we have around the podcast as usual. Brad Anderson, Andrew agrees with your point about Immersive versus Shred the Gnar. Said, I think Irad knew he had horse and was just putting Louis in a very overconfident position. It allowed him to come back strong. Tom Espinoza also likes the 8 going 8-6-1 as well as Andrew's mom, Miss Kim Rosinski, 8 in the 8. So good luck to both Tom and Kim on the win bet. And Sam Birdwater. I don't know if I've seen this person before. I know I've seen Sam Falcon. I don't know if this is the same person, but Sam thinks they're right about the 8 as well. So a bunch of people home with the 8th. And Marco Lou posting.
Wait.
No,
Birdwater and Falcon. You just if you saw someone named Matt Heineken, you'd think that he and I were related.
Yeah, obviously.
Makes
what
sense.
Do you think?
Okay, got it.
Obviously, duh.
I mean, come on, Matt. What do you want?
All right, I'm playing. If anybody cares, I'm playing a double here. I'm using 1-6 and I'm going into Built next race for a double. So
I like.
I was good.
That.
I was trying to
thinking
cook up
about
a pick
that, too.
5, but I didn't feel like spending the $8 extra and then singling Sovereignty in a 4-horse field or a 5-horse field. So figured I'd just skip that race and watch that as a fan.
You know, our friend Chris Couples in the chat put a little bit of fear into me as he
Different
talked
guys.
about.
Dang
Yeah, obviously.
It also doesn't help that their
And
profile
Falcon.
pictures a gray S.
We're just all in the
That's
avian
what I'm saying,
family,
dude.
right?
Come on.
Okay.
Sam Falcon, appreciate you, man. Always appreciate the support. As well
Chris
as Sam
Couples said,
Birdwater.
look, he said if Dr. Venkman can run in the slop, this is one of in his opinion, this is a potential off the screen winner. So
Yeah, except for Joel Rosario's in it on the mount. So I was thinking the same thing. The horse does look really good on the form, though. But I'm going IRAD. I'm going IRAD, sitting off the pace.
If you're playing, if you're playing Bet and Booze and Bingo, ladies and gentlemen, you can check off the shit on the jockey moments because we have crossed that bridge now. Usually a Joel Rosario moment. No, Matt Miller's not in that realm. But that was what's there. Marco Lou, good luck with your pick 5. I put it up on the screen. Thomas Logan, a name I haven't said before, says, let's go, Johnny, as they are walking on to the turf course. I am the number 8 bust out. Andrew likes the number 6 Alpeland. Matt, I did not ask you, but we'll talk to you before we go into the gate. Are you going also with Alpeland?
Yep.
Got
Yep.
That's what
Nothing big.
Said, I assumed that Sam Birdwater was Sam Falcon, so I didn't want to assume that you were playing favorites. The favorite in this race at 4-5, although this is the last heavy favorite.
It's a way safer assumption that I'm playing a favorite.
They're off, by the way.
All right, here we go, guys. There, yep, I'm getting there. Andrew, come on, Alpha and Travis Stone with the call of the
at the back early.
The American
in
Derby.
the clubhouse turn,
race.
1,000 sticks up against the inside, showing the way. And Alpeland is right up and on this pace as well, sitting in second. Immortalized is tucked inside now, third. Bust Out reserved back into fourth. Comport is fifth, and Fullman is sixth, and Brave Force is seventh as they turn to the backstretch run. Luis Saez and 1,000 Sticks get an opening quarter in 23-3. Shadowed by Alpeland second. They're 1-2 and Immortalized under a long hold inside while third, just 2.5 lengths off the leader. And then it's Bust Out, followed by Fullman and Comport and Brave Force. Less than 4 furlongs to go. And 1,000 Sticks to catch as they hit the far turn. 1,000 Sticks leads by a length. Alpeland has been poised in second throughout and is given a nudge to pick it up from there. Immortalized is tucked inside, needs to find a path forward, is waiting in behind the top 2. Bust Out is fourth as they hit the top of the stretch. Alpeland sidles up alongside 1,000 Sticks. Alpeland takes the lead, but Immortalized
Don't
is
celebrate.
off cover and is targeting Alpeland with a
celebrate.
furlong to go. Alpeland is set
Celebrate.
down for the drive and is holding on.
Don't celebrate.
Immortalized is trying hard, but is still second.
Don't
with a
celebrate yet.
Go right-handed, Johnny. Go
Alpeland
Don't
right-handed.
celebrate yet.
Immortalized.
Don't celebrate yet.
Do it and score by 4.
Don't celebrate yet.
Second, Brave Force from last to be third.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, if you listen to Noah and us, you would have to try cold there, 619. So because he liked the 9 underneath at a price.
Or if you like Rey Mysterio, you would have also
That
had
too.
You would have also had that trifecta.
Hey, Rey
Really?
Mysterio's on my Mount Rushmore. I'll tell you that.
Just of people.
6198 is the answer to the superfecta.
Oh, then the 8 runs fourth. We gave out the
Of
super
people
basically.
in general. Yeah, and people in general.
Let me tell you how little fun that stretch was.
Yeah.
Given the prior stretch this was a race I debated shredding the NAR again, and I'm like, I just can't celebrate this one bit. Just sit here and wait. That felt so stupid the last time. So yeah, this was a pretty dominating winner, really. Pretty serious horse.
Yeah. And not by our reactions, of course, because we mushed the crap out of our horse last race. But
Full
yeah,
PTSD.
she never looked like a loser in that race.
No.
And by she, I mean he. I'll take a drink for that, of course. Just a beautiful ride by Johnny, just sitting right off, going right by, and winning like the 4-5 should at the end of the day. So they're coming back down to the winner's circle here, and then we'll get Howard Kravitz, of course, back on talking about it. Bust Out again, California horse against East Coast horses, just not as good. I think I got 5. I think I was right to pass. I got 5-2 instead of 7-2. So said I want 7-2, didn't get it, didn't bet it, and we're good. So I can see a bunch of people coming back right now to the paddock or to the winner's circle, excuse me. I am going to no. Sorry, I'm trying to watch. I've been told to watch, so I gotta watch now.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
But there's really not too much to say. Again, good on Brave Force, who has only been on the turf once before that race. Never in Churchill, was at Kentucky Downs once, didn't run that well. Actually, a horse that ran in the Jeff Ruby Stakes at a solid 91.73 to 1. That horse came flying late to catch up to third on the wire there as they're coming back around. But Jack Sisterson, Tyler Gaffleone, another good ride, of course, as he's always good for down at Churchill. Alpeland over Immortalize, and Andrew, as we're waiting for them to come back, you talked about Immortalize kind of being the next horse to kind of up and come and kind of staple in this 3-year-old turf division. Kind of did it there, did it behind Alpeland last time. Unfortunately, again, behind Alpeland by 4 lengths again in this one. However, maybe just a couple low, but still another nice horse maybe for the Brendan Walsh barn going through to Kentucky, maybe like Keeneland in the fall.
Yeah, I think Alpeland just solidified how good that horse really is, and probably needs to take a step up in class to really start seeing, the real potential there. But yeah, I honestly,
Andrew,
I think.
Sorry, I know I asked you the question. I don't mean to cut you off, but I just got the thumbs up from Howard. We'll bring him on. Howard Kravitz from the Churchill Down Winner's Circle.
There's Alpeland, guys. The of course, connection here is difficult with the internet, so I'm hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But I thought Alpeland was outstanding. Matt, it's frustrating to me because I had her as one of the most likely winners of the day from a contest perspective, but I didn't trust the turf itself, the surface. Great ride by Castellano. This was not the strongest field, to be very honest. And by the way, it's a lot of fun. We've got TVG out there, of course, in her bare feet, by the way. I don't know if you guys can tell because it's very muddy there. But anyway, here's Alpeland coming to the winner's circle, and Castellano. I don't know how you guys felt from in terms of the jockey perspective. I like how Javier sort of pushed the button on the turn. Like, he could have waited. It wouldn't have mattered, but he could have waited a little bit until like the stretch and then go. But he's like, you know what? I've got a ton. I'm just going to go to the lead. I thought the 1 ran very well. And frankly, what the 8 did, guys, does not completely shock me, as I got to get out of the picture here of the winner's circle photo. But I like the fact that he pushed the button early. And again, the 8 ran okay, guys, but just California horses on turf going west to east, especially when the turf is not firm, guys, is just no bueno. So I think I lost the camera, but go ahead.
No, you're good. And we kind of agreed with you there. Yep, you're good.
There's the bath, Matt. It feels good, right?
There it is.
Matt knows one of my favorite parts of the show right here. But I wonder where you guys, I wonder how good is this filly? I don't think the field was that great. There she is. Beautiful horse. Ears pricked. She looks like she wants to run around again, guys. We'll try to get Cassie. I'm looking for Mark Cassie. I actually don't see him right now, guys. We'll try to get Javier. Does Javier ever mount the next race? Can one of you guys tell me real quick?
I don't think so.
Looking right now. 1 sec. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does not.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to I don't see Mark Cassie anywhere. Do you guys have a question you want me to ask me? Because it might not be easy to hear you guys, but I will be able to, of course, interview here with the rest of the media in Castellano. Is there a question you guys want me to ask him?
I'm good.
Good. Matt?
Bunch of blank stares here. Nope, just ask what you want.
Okay. You guys would make great reporters. We got nothing. Sorry. How good is this filly, guys? Can she go to like Saratoga and win like what is it, the Lake Placid for 3-year-old females on the turf? Is maybe
it's a male.
That up. I'm going completely off of memory here. Is she that good, or is she just catching the right fields right now?
She was pretty terrific.
I mean, definitely.
Okay, guys, we're gonna see if we can get Javier here. Let's see.
Not here. Not
Oh, we got another. Okay, we're gonna go out of the winner's circle.
another presentation.
Okay, they got a lot of presentations. I'm gonna see. I got Javier right here. Okay,
Jump
guys,
on
here's
like
Javier.
Yoda.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Walk us through your trip. You looks like he was full of run in your hands there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very blessed to be around those type of horses. Like this horse is amazing, and Marcus gave me an opportunity to ride for DG Stable. Mr. Green gave me an opportunity to ride amazing horse the way he did it today. Very impressed. We have a question mark how far he can go, but the way he did it today, very impressed. In the pit line, he won a mile race and good turn for full. And today, very impressive the way he did it too. He finished really well. I think this guy is the limit with the horse, and keep it healthy, keep it good, and great performance. Marcus, you know how to do it with the horses. It's Hall of Fame training and amazing training. The way he did it with the horse and the high level and high perform is amazing.
You think Derby Day was a grade 1? He ran okay. He was 4th, but do you think the distance that day at that time of his life was maybe just a little far for him?
Absolutely. I think it was in the young age and less inexperienced and step up there a little bit. High competition like grade 1, one of the best horses in the country. I think he can a little bit pay the price. But it seems to me he get better and better. He seems more mature now. He grow mentally, physically. I think he doing really well. I think we see in the future, hopefully keep it fingers crossed.
Javier, can you talk about the trip and when you decided to push the button? Because you didn't wait until the stretch. You just had so much horse, and you thought you had 1,000 sticks. Were you also aware of the one behind you?
Absolutely. I have a great position. He brought so well out of the gate. I get a good position, good rhythm. I like the way he's secure in the first turn, my spot. But all the way, I had to save the horses for the top of the stretch. Churchill Downs, he got a long stretch. You have to beware, don't use it a little bit too early. I try to be right, patient, confident. He pay off.
Do you also think sometimes when it's a little wetter out there at Churchill, the inside paths on the turf aren't quite as good as the outer? Is that what the jockeys are saying? Do you feel like the 2, 3, 4 path might be better than the rail right now on the turf?
Correct. I think, it seemed to me inside a little bit, but it's a fresh ground. Nobody been using. I think I took advantage, used the best part in the race, and he paid off today.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys, let me see if I can turn this around. I'll tell you what, I screwed up last time, so they're going to have the winner's presentation, but hopefully you guys caught all that real well. Thumbs up on the screen if you guys caught that. It's. I'll tell you what, it's a real pleasure, guys. Hope you can hear well at home and feel at home appreciating. I mean, we're basically network TV here as they're about to do the winner's circle presentation. We'll be back in the before the next race, and then, of course, in the winner's circle afterwards. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Howard.
Right.
Always appreciate it. And Javier he's always one very gracious with the media. Always, especially. I know he doesn't have a race next race, but I met him and talked to him in Tampa Bay when he won on the Puma, and he was very gracious with his time, and he's always a great guy. So I'm always happy to hear from Castellano. Always nice to see him get those big wins. The question was, again, the American turf, and that was asked actually by the other reporter. It's kind of the 3-year-old, and we apologize to the horse is a male. Obviously, we mentioned that.
Okay.
Howard owes us like 10 drinks now at that point. But ran in the American turf. Stark contrast, who's probably still the 3-year-old turf division leader. But again, Alpeland, who's probably just getting better and better, as Javier said, is kind of just passing every test right now. So the next point, Matt, is probably to Saratoga with this horse.
Yeah. I like the nice tactical speed. Turned it on when the horse had to do it, and this is the kind of horse as they step up that I'm not so bothered by this. By the step up, as they seem to be doing it with intention and not more than one step at a time. And great win.
I completely agree with you, Andrew. Of course, both of you were all over that. I ended up just passing, which is perfectly fine. I'm more than happy at this point in my horse racing career. I don't know 6 years in. I'm more than happy to pass on races. But you're alive to a double into the next race here. I agree with Matt. These horses, especially on the turf, with these younger horses, I love to see the kind of tactical speed. Horses that can sit the pocket on the turf are the ones that you always want. I always remember it. And granted, this is a dirt horse that I'm going to mention, but Nest was always one of those horses that seem to get perfect trips again and again and again and again. But it's just because these horses with the tactical speed, they can make those perfect trips every time. They sit, 4-2 deep in the fourth spot or in the pocket, can just tip out the stretch and go. It's always a nice thing to have. I'm sure Mark Cassidy and DJ Stable are very happy to have Alpeland in the stable, especially if this comes back in a 94. You'd imagine same type of way that this horse can make a nice trip up to Saratoga and maybe win a couple more throughout the summer.
Yeah, I think tactical speed is very underrated. And you think about the kinds of horses that have frustrated us in the past that haven't had it. And I think of someone like a Tapit Trice. I think of someone like a Tacitus is a real good example.
Yes, very.
I mean, that horse just ran wherever it found itself, but it never put itself anywhere. And it just almost very passively got assigned a position in the race, and often between horses because you don't have control over that. And so, yeah, no, Alpeland, I thought was very maneuverable to get to the spot they wanted to go. And when they wanted to go, he went.
Yeah, I agree. I think Alpeland's gonna be at this level, or at this distance for males. I think year end, if it keeps winning, I mean, it could be a grade 1 winner multiple times, I would say, over the summer, depending on the right spots. I mean, this one, I feel like we're still sitting on potentially even a better effort because, I mean, the last 2 races, sure, they're good competition and they're good races, but never really was asked. I mean, never really had competition when, Alpeland made the move, and Javier's been sitting, green on this horse, sitting on go. And I still think he has a lot of left in the tank, and Saratoga might be his coming out party. And I hope I'm here for it, and I hope we get a little bit better odds against tougher competition, because we might be able to really capitalize this summer on this horse.
Well, like I said, I hope it comes to fruition, because Stark Contrast is trained by Mike McCarthy. But if it does come down to a Stark Contrast Alpeland race again, just like it did the American Turf, but if Alpeland keeps getting better, that's going to be a nice, good rivalry as we go throughout the summer. Going to go to the chat real quick, then we'll move on. Guys, we got, of course, a bunch of races coming up here at Churchill Downs. Greatly appreciate every single person being in here. We're up to 263 live on YouTube, almost 400 live everywhere. Again, greatly appreciate if you are enjoying the stream today. Go down below the video player, hit the like button for us. Completely free to do. The best way to help out our channel. We greatly appreciate it. Peter Galvin's here. Greatly appreciate. I see a lot of Latin American viewers as well. Of course, greatly appreciate all of you guys joining in here as well to watch the races with us. Shelly says, anyone know if White Abarrio has ever won on an off track?
That was answered like 6 comments later.
I can give you that answer right away. Right now, no. He ran in the Met Mile on Saratoga last year. He lost by 5 1/4 to Raging Torrent. The only other time that he's been on an off track was in the Cigar Mile, and he ran fine, but he ran 3rd in 2022 by a half length to Mind Control and Get Her Number, who, by the way, is still running today at that point. I know that because what you thought about claiming that horse at one point, which would have been a fun horse to claim. But no, is the long-winded answer to that question. The short answer is no. So, Shelly, that is another good point to bring up. I greatly appreciate you bringing that up in the chat. Brand Anderson, of course, says excellent questions, Howard. Thank you very much. Belmont Derby and Mike Sletta. I know you're always on top of it, my friend. Belmont Derby is the 3-year-old turf race at Toga, the grade 1. I'm assuming that's the horse that's going to be. Scott, who has been in here a long time, said excellent interview, Howard. Greatly appreciate you joining the show, my friend. FDH, a guy I haven't seen before, a guy I haven't seen before in the chat, says nice touch with that photo of Pete Rose above your right shoulder. My man loved River Downs and TP. Of course, this is my dad's setup, but it says Bill, a great fan, and then signed by Pete Rose. So it's a personalized photo to my dad from Pete Rose. And it's a picture of Hit King, or it says Hit King number 4256. Of course, the number of hits that Pete Rose had in his career. So that's always a good touch to have there. Yep, and Matt, thank you for
was that
applying
obtained
to
in the Caesars. Was that obtained in the Caesars Mall auto memorabilia shop?
I could not answer that question.
Pete Rose has spent an ungodly amount of time in front of that shop signing stuff. I mean, I must have walked by the guy over the years 15 times.
He signs everything.
Yeah,
Sorry.
super cool.
All right. We're going to move on to the man himself. Got to bring back Noah, of course, who's yelling at me to bring him back on. Come on, Noah, we're talking about baseball.
Is that Joe Burrow?
Oh, my God. It's Joe Burrow. You're muted, by the way, so also strike
Perfect.
2 on you.
That would be a Joe Burrow move.
Yeah, it really would. I gave this guy like 8 thumbs up. He wouldn't bring me on, and then I was muted anyway, so there you go.
That wasn't a thumb.
I was trying to save you, brother.
No, I before we talk about this race, how many pass on here? Howard must have called Alpulane a Philly probably like 12 times.
I said
Which
he owes us 10 drinks, Noah.
He texted us. He's freaking out.
Which bodes well for me and Pat because that is a lot of drinks when we go to dinner tonight. So regardless of how our betting goes for the rest of the day, I call this a win in my book.
Even better. As long as Howard's paying for the drinks, too, because I said he owes us about 10 of them. Justin Bieber.
Terrific.
Oh, and Sylvain coming in with the banger. Sylvain, always good for that, my friend. So, Justin Bieber, looking at you in the paddock, who do you like?
Yeah, this became a much more competitive race, I thought, when Cornucopian came out of here. I just keep going back to the fact that Dr. Makeman has been a proven commodity. If you look very carefully at his PPs, he's run well off of layoffs. I think this is a pretty good spot that he finds himself in here today. I say that only because the 2 horses he lost to in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, I mean, what odds would they be in this race? I mean, Ben Tornado would be 1-5, and the horse that finished second in their imagination would probably be 3-5 or 4-5. So if he runs a race that's anywhere comparable to the races he ran at Del Mar in November, I agree with Chris Couples, who basically said in the chat, if there's anyone in here that comes with a breakout performance, it's probably him. I know Built has been a bit inconsistent as of late. I think if you look carefully, the Lasix might be a bit of an issue. And I know Andrew likes this horse a little bit, so you would hope that wouldn't necessarily be the case. Drawn outside with a good post. We'll see if he's able to kind of stack up against some of these horses that have some proven stakes form. And then Harrodsburg, obviously, is the other one. He's the one that's obviously a big upgrade with how the track and the condition that it's been on with so far, with the moisture they got and speed primarily being a bit more advantageous than coming from off the pace. And it seems like it's probably one of those 3. I think UW maybe a horse that could be underneath, but I think this race probably runs through Bankman.
And again, I think that's a horse that a lot of people are looking over in this race because Harrodsburg right now, 12-1 morning line down to 5-2 right now, which I think is the big story of the race. But yeah, Dr. Vankman right now is actually 3-2, so not being too looked over. Built's 2-1 right now, so 3 horses vying for that favoritism. Talking about Noah's point that he said about how with Cornucopian out, it becomes a lot more wide open race, even though there's 3 horses again at somewhere in that 3-2 to 5-2 range. Is Pat there, or is he gone?
Yeah, he's here. He's I think we're on a mission to find some chicken tenders because he's getting pretty angry. So I think that's the direction that we're gonna head. So we'll let you guys go.
Right here.
Hey, look.
Oh, you're good, boss. Don't worry.
Kyle's got some chicken tenders.
Kyle, I'm
Hey, you want one?
Hey, we got it. We gotta go. We gotta get this man some food. See you guys.
All right, boys. Good luck. See ya. Oh my God, I love it. All right, and then of course, bring right from one right to the other. Good, we're good. Howard on the track as they come out for race number 9.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yes.
Terrific. We're on the iPad here. So we can see the horses exercising on the screen behind me too. I could call it 2-shot there. Myself and here we go, right there. Okay. Matt and Kyle and Andrew, I did something that I normally never do, as Matt knows especially well, in a pick 5 sequence.
You hit the all button.
Exactly.
You hit the all button.
I did explain to me why Gold Sweep, the 4, should be 15-1? I don't know if he can get the 7, but This is like one of the best 15-1 shots I've ever seen. I'm not saying he's going to win. Let me just be very clear. I want people getting angry at me. Whoop. Sorry, guys. There we go. I don't want people getting angry at me, but he shouldn't be 15-1. I was all about Built in this race with Cornucopian in the race, guys, because I thought I was going to get a price, and I think he would set a perfect trip. Now he's going to set a perfect trip off of Harrodsburg. Now, Harrodsburg's run 2 buyers over 100, I think the last 2 of the last 3, and can get the distance. My issue, he's just very inconsistent, guys. I'm going to stay with Built. I don't have a strong opinion. I'm disappointed that Cornucopian is out of the race because I really thought he was vulnerable today because he also hasn't taken slop in the face, and I expected that to happen too. But, guys, I hit the all button. Venkman is very good off the layoff. You guys look at the PPs, which I don't know if you brought up on the screen. Look at what Venkman has done off the last 2 layoffs. Very good, including a good second to Nisos, guys. I think in the last layoff line. Was also working with David, Kyle. You know what I mean when I say David?
Kyle's brother.
He was working with Roscoe's brother. But anyway,
Yep.
So I'll stick with Built. It's not a strong opinion there. I'm going to go. I think Harrodsburg might get loose. It depends how much pressure Built puts on. I'm going to go 7-3-6. But again, I have the all button guys in the pick 5. And I think, don't quote me, I think I went 1-6-7 in my press up pick 5. Good luck to everyone. We'll be in the winner's circle afterwards, guys. Enjoy the Bango. You guys should talk about Bango too. What a horse.
Yep. Of course, absolutely. Thanks, Howard. Thanks a lot. Yeah, obviously this race being renamed for the most winningest horse of all time in Churchill history.
We need a new square on like the bingo game that we play, which is Howard telling us that he never hits the all button, because he says that quite a bit. If we haven't noticed, I'm not disagreeing with where he's choosing to hit it, but I think he's got a distorted sense of how often he goes to that button.
I was actually to go into this race. I'm actually surprised how heavily favored Built is in the doubles. You're getting basically the same price on the double into Built from the last race with Alpeland than you did with the double that I passed up on earlier. And I feel like this one actually is worse, and I should have checked because I don't think either horse would have been close to 2 to 5. But the double's only paying $6, so for $1.
Yeah. $5.69 to Built, $6.51 to Venkman, and $6.91 to the 3 in Harrodsburg. So,
yeah,
they're not paying a whole lot, but very close.
So the trademark Brad Anderson odds calculator of the future tells me Built 2.5 to 1, Venkman 2.5 to 1, Harrodsburg just under 4 to 1. We'll see.
Brad Anderson is on it, my friend, and with the scratch of the even money shot. You mentioned that it has some troubles with scratches. It sounds pretty right on to me, almost.
I agree. Although, you know what? Maybe you're right about the scratch. Again, it's directionally accurate.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure with the scratch that it's numerically accurate. But I think in terms of the ratios and showing you who's taking money and who's getting bet, you know, the clear conclusion to draw here is the 6 and 7 are taking about even money, an even amount of money, maybe about the same, and then Harrodsburg is step back from there.
Mm-hmm. So they're still showing even money. It's 8 to 5, 2 to 1, 2 to 1 as they go back into the chute a little bit to run the 6.5 furlong Bango Stakes. I know we didn't really get to talk too much about picks. I and Drew, you're obviously with Built. I was originally with Built as well, although I'll probably play one with Dr. Venkman as well because of how well he has run out the layoff. We've talked about it before, and actually Robert Rivers knew I've never seen before in the chat. It's funny how some downplay 6-year-old horses coming off a 7-month layoff in the slop. There's another 6-7 joke in there, but I will not make it. And that's a very fair point. And I know actually the Boss Man is one of those horses. Dude, I said it again. He's one of the people that then when he sees older horses coming off these types of layoffs, he tends to be a little bit wary of it. But I think, Matt, when you're looking through these lines like Dr. Venkman, I'll put up on the screen right now, when you see multiple times where he's come off these long layoffs and run well in bigger spots, I feel like it tends to kind of weigh that fear a little bit.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And look, we wouldn't be getting this price. Did I just answer Andrew's question? Sorry.
No. I was just saying yes as well.
No, you're good.
Okay. I mean, there's a reason we're getting the odds we're getting. There are unanswered questions here. I think if this was clearly a Breeders' Cup Sprint winner or runner in the prime of his career, the horse would be 2 to 5. But that's not what we're looking at the moment, and so we're not exactly sure what we're looking at, and hence the risk premium you're getting paid. For me, these odds aren't bad. I'm totally taking this at 8 to 5.
Yeah, and I'm kind of with you on that. I'm about to play some doubles right now. 6 for me, 6 for Matt on some doubles, and then the 7 for Andrew Rosinski below me. I see a bunch of people in the chat. Jose is going with the 7 as well. Kim Brzezinski, of course, we want to know, going with Built. Tom Espinoza talked about the 4 a little bit at 15 to 1 in Gold Sweep. Tom Espinoza is trying to look for a little bit of a price, of course. And then Nathan Woodward, of course, I am coming for the Indiana Derby as they are off. As I put up it disappeared for me. That's why. And
now
we
up
go
into
up
third on the outside. Dr. Venkman is back into fourth. Extra Anejo moves over to the inside, and so does Dr. Venkman in behind these leaders. At the back is UW as Harrodsburg gets an opening quarter in just 22 and 4. Well within his scope. Harrodsburg rounds to far turn. Built in pursuit. Dr. Venkman down inside third. Gold Sweep, Extra Anejo, and UW. They're at the quarter pole. Harrodsburg is off the turn. Built is poised in second. Swaps leads right outside the 3/16 and is set down for the drive. Harrodsburg's having to work for it now. Built is getting closer. Long to go. Harrodsburg desperately trying to fend off Built. Built continues to find stride. UW third, 50 to go. Harrodsburg and Built. Harrodsburg never let Built get by. Harrodsburg goes gate to wire. Built was second. UW was third, and it's tight for fourth.
Stia's got his lick back. He would say, as some would say on iRed right there.
Yeah,
3 to 1.
We learned.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was watching.
Guys,
Colonial,
I know they went,
and I was like, "Are both CDI
good.
tracks that are run on top of each other here?" Because they were both literally loading in the gate at the same time. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like both owned by the same company and running 2 stakes races on top of each other. But Colonial waited, so good on them.
And that's funny you bring that up, considering that they're both 2 CDI entities running on top of each other when we talk
Stakes
about it
as well, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, horse racing in 2026. But Matt, I mean, that's a follow the money angle, obviously, right? Cornucopian, even money, scratches out. This horse is 12 to 1 morning line. Cornucopian's a ton of speed. That leaves Harrodsburg to go out and do what he just did, 22 and 4, 45 and 1. The money sings, the money follows, and it pays off.
Well, and I'm not sure how much Cornucopian was going to press the pace necessarily, such that I'd actually say if you liked Harrodsburg here, you should be even more upset that Cornucopian was scratched. It just crushed your price. And I think you would have had a chance to run the exact same race with the presence of that other horse there. And so Harrodsburg looked terrific. And to your point, okay, look, it's such a conundrum because the odds are low. It makes, when you're looking at a morning line like that, and then you're looking at the odds you have, and yes, there's a scratch, but you feel like you're getting low odds. The horse is getting bet. Well, you can look at it 2 ways. Either you're getting a rotten price or follow the money. And the money, the money is often very right. And okay, that was just a tough one, in my opinion, to not have Cornucopian in there. But heck of a race. A lot of heart.
And they just showed it on FanDuel TV, who I have on the TV in front of me. Built stumbled out of the gate. Not a very big stumble. However, it probably did cost him because I'm sure, learning from earlier races, I'm sure IRAD wanted to go out at least with Harrodsburg a little bit. Unfortunately, the start did end up costing him. The thing is, Andrew, when they were coming down there, Harrodsburg was pleading for the wire from the 16th pole.
Nice.
And the fact that he didn't get down there, as Howard is now in the winner's circle, I'll bring him on as he sees Harrodsburg and Luis Saez coming to the winner's circle.
Guys, there's no doubt that Bill was hurt by that start. There's no question about it. Harrodsburg, we talked, I had 200 buyers. They weren't two of the last three, but I was worried about the distance, obviously, with them. As Luis Saez puts the thumbs up there. Harrodsburg was on the wrong lead, guys, in the stretch. Was it Harrodsburg or was it Bilt? I couldn't tell.
Harrodsburg.
But one of them was on the wrong lead. I actually thought Bilt was going to get there. First stakes win for Harrodsburg, and that break really hurt. I actually liked what Gold Sweep did to at least press and make it interesting, at least early. But it was 1-2 around the track. I'm not sure the others really fired or appreciated the surface there. But I also went 3-6-7, not 1-6-7 in my press-up pick 5. I double-checked that. I just felt like that the speed was going to hold in this race. I didn't trust some of the other closers. So good result for me personally in the pick 5. I really think Harrodsburg, though, took advantage of the situation with Bilt not breaking great and Chronicle being scratching. That's what horse racing is about, though, right, guys?
Of course. I mean, we talked about it a lot with Harrodsburg, and not to mention, Howard, that horse was 12-1 morning line. The even money horse scratches out and then goes off and ended up going off at 3-1. So a lot of the money following through there as well.
We'll get Saez as well. They're going to take the winner's circle picture there. Just typical ride by Saez. What were the fractions, guys? I was actually, by the way, he almost paid 7-2. I know this is red boarding, but considering he was loose in this race in theory, and at the track, the way it's playing and it's sloppy, that 7-2 seems like a very big overlay to me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And from a 12-1 morning line, too, like I mentioned before. So,
well, but the morning line is affected by cornucopia and scratching, so I wouldn't really go off of that.
Correct.
But I understand what you're saying, Kyle, for sure.
Yep. I was going to continue my point. So, yeah, we'll get Luis Saez hopefully here. No, yeah, a little bit. It's good. Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. We'll get Luis Saez hopefully here, as well as Mike Tomlinson, which great for him. To cash in, like you said, the first stakes win for this horse, and I'm sure we'll clear out the winner's circle and we'll try and get Luis Saez here.
Again, I'm trying to combine, get some jockeys, some trainers. I think most people like to hear from the jockeys, if possible. So that's what I'm shooting for. Do you guys have a question that I should ask Saez?
Okay, guys, we have to be ready the next time.
I got one. Ask him if he, based off of the Shred the Gnar race, if he knew that he had to time his push, his send, a little bit better on this one than he did on Shred the Gnar. Not saying that he was doing the wrong job on Shred the Gnar, but if he knew that he had to get the jump on everybody else to hold on.
Super game it looked like.
Yeah. All right, here we go, guys.
Steered him out a little to let him see the horse. Let him see the horse. He's a fighter. Last time when we rode him, he gave me that feeling that he can fight with any horse that came to me. Yeah. And today he battled pretty good with a tough horse, and well, he got it. So that was a pretty exciting feeling.
If they ran every race on the sloppy track, he might be undefeated.
Oh yes, he loved it. He really loved it.
Yeah. Thanks, Luis.
Thanks a lot. It was the plan always to go to the lead, and do you feel like watching Shred actually ran well? But did that affect your decision on what to do on Harrodsburg?
This horse last time when we rode it, he gave me that feeling that he liked to run away from everybody, and every time they try to put pressure on him, he keep going, he keep digging. So that was the plan today. And of course, that filly, she's alright, but seems like the distance kind of hurt a little bit.
And do you think 7 furlongs is the max for Harrodsburg, or can you get a mile?
7 a mile.
Okay, congratulations, Louis. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, there you go, guys. Again, I think 7 furlongs is definitely the furthest he wants to go. That's what you wanted me to ask, Andrew, right? About Shred?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is Michael Tomlinson. I don't know if we need to talk to him. He's talking to Kaylin Benson right now. Guys, I don't know if the track is speed fading or what you've seen so far live on the show, Kyle. Do you think that'll have any effect on what happens to Stephen Foster? In other words, Do you think White Barrio might be more forward than he was planning, or do you think Junior won't want to get in that same situation as he was at Oakland? Maybe the pace will be quicker than we imagined in Stephen Foster. That's a good conversation to have in the next hour or so when we start talking about Stephen Foster.
No, absolutely, and obviously also coupled in that is the question of if the track keeps drying out, will that change? What's happened in the previous results, will that kind of change the track profile as we continue to go forward throughout the day? That's another good point to bring up as part of that conversation as well.
Yeah, I would say I'm looking at the track right now. I don't get the sense that it's drying out. The problem here is that it's not overly windy. It's cloudy. And although the rain, thankfully, is held off, it's a little warm. It's a little humid, but not bad. I don't think we're going to see a drying out track for the Stephen Foster. Well, it's drying out. I don't think we're going to see it good. I think it's going to stay sloppy. A lot depends on what Churchill Downs management does, guys, because they could harrow the track, Andrew, and let it breathe a little bit and maybe dry it out, because we still have, about 45 minutes? Is that correct? Or almost an hour to Stephen Foster. So we'll see what happens, guys. But Howard Kravitz from the winner's circle at Churchill Downs. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Howard. Much appreciated.
Well,
Andrew,
trying to
feel free
dwell
to answer that
on
question.
Howard, but there was like about an hour ago, there's like a humongous cluster of rain headed right for Louisville, and it was about 2 hours out, so it might hit right as the race is about to go off for the Stephen Foster. So it looks like, based off the picture I've seen, it looks like it's going to be pouring on Pat, Noah, and Howard down there in about, I don't know, a little bit around an hour, probably around like 6:30. But also, not to talk about Churchill, but with Saratoga coming up, going back to that Colonial race, one of my favorite turf horses in running right now, Uncle's Gold.
Why didn't you mention that?
Well, it was going off at the same exact time as the last race. I didn't want to, we have priorities here. But if you guys go back and watch that replay, it's Paco in front, 9 horses behind him, and he's just standing there looking around and then wins by 10. This horse is one of the best turf horses, I think, in the Mid-Atlantic right now. And I know I just asked the assistant of Trombetta, and he said that it's pointing to a Saratoga stake in a couple weeks or maybe a month. I don't know exactly which one, but that's the next plan. And, the horse broke a track record at Delaware a couple weeks back, won at Tampa when I was down there, and now has won even more impressively at Colonial. Yeah, I don't know. It was one of the more overly confident Paco rides I've ever seen. He looked back about 1,000 times and then just let go of the reins, and the horse did the job. So, yeah, that's another horse I think that could be a new, turf star come the summertime. So, stable up Uncle's Gold if you can.
Well, of course, trained by your good buddy Mike Trombetta. So, another one to look forward to. Who I think he's won every time, but I bet the other one that ran that day, not Uncle's Gold.
Paco's riding this horse so well. I don't think this horse has been asked in the last 2 races, and it's almost broke the track record both times. So,
not to mention, that's your normal everyday Paco ride. He gets out in front, he goes just 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 times.
My God! I was watching. I'm like, is he going to cost this horse a race? Like, it looked like he was going to get beat 10 different times out that turn, and that he just the horse won so easily.
Well, of course. That's the fun way about it, guys. We have 20 minutes all the way until the Wise Dan Stakes. We have plenty of time to talk about it. What do you guys? I'm going to leave it up to the panel here. Do we want to take a break for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or do we want to go through and talk about this next race?
All right. I'm cool with whatever, either or.
I can keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's keep going then.
This next race is pretty fun to talk about. So
we get time. Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course, the grade 2 Wise Dan is next up. Am I on the 16th? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't know if Jacko's still watching. Oh, there's an inquiry. I might end up getting lucky. I just shoved at Naira. I was in second in their contest. There's a chance I get a DQ to help me out here, but I just shoved all in, although I did back myself up with the winner on the side, but I still want to win Jacko's contest. So let's see if we get lucky with an inquiry and a changed result. We'll see. Oh, Chris,
And
I love your
Couple says
confidence.
the one is getting put up.
That would be delightful.
That's what it's all about. Let's go to the chat real quick, and we'll see what everyone's got going on in there. Arthur Ramirez said Bilt stumbled a bit there. Yep, unfortunately, that probably cost him the race in the end. Brad Enders says win and daily double, make it a good cash day. Brad always loved to hear that. JR says I put $5 on Harrodsburg and exacta with Bilt. Played it absolutely perfect, my friend. Very nice. Well done to you. Dean W says, who does everyone fancy in the Stephen Foster Stakes? We will talk about that here in a second. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Got to keep you at least watching for a little bit longer, my good friend Dean W. Matt McJunkin says $2,000 exacta Ka-ching in the, I'm assuming in the Twin Spires contest. Congrats, Matt. That's a nice hit. What did that end up paying for that exacta? I did not see. $12.99 for $1. So that's $2,000. That's a very nice hit and probably vaults him very well into the leaderboard in the Twin Spires contest. Let's see a couple other people in here. I see your comment, Andrew, right at the wire.
Hoo-ah.
Good friend, Harrodsburg. Absolutely. Congrats to everyone that had that out there. Sam Birdwater with the eyes talking about Harrodsburg. Jackson Muniz asking me if he's familiar with Rule 1. For those that are not familiar with Rule 1, Jackson, myself, and all the young guys, we have the Degenerate Bill of Rights. And rule number 1 is that if Luis Saez gets out in front in the stretch, good luck passing him. And that was the number 1 that followed Rule 1 to the absolute T. So you should have asked him about Rule 1. I missed the comment earlier, Jackson, but could have brought that one up. A bunch of people, and Matt, I see your response to that, Matt. That's pretty good. I love that. Charles Rack, who I haven't seen, singled the 3 in doubles and pick 3s. Go, baby, go. Congrats, Charles. Hopefully we can get the rest of them in there. Richard, who I haven't seen in the chat again either, says Baez are going to win today. That would be, and especially with the way the track's been playing, that would be an interesting one. Although I don't think he's nearly out of any type of win bets for sure. He's going to be probably 4th choice now at this point, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be betting magnitude now with the way the track has been playing. Chris Couples brings it up to you, Andrew, or brings up what you said, Andrew. It's not going to stay dry for long, being that storm is heading in there. JR puts in the show is the best, a low roller, but love the game. Look, man, we do this 52 weeks out of the year. Thanks again for all the kind words. Greatly appreciate it. Then he asks if I have any irresponsible wagers of the week left in the
Good
card.
one.
Of course we have irresponsible wagers left. We got 3 races left to cover on this show, so of course we have. JR, good to see you. It says Mike Sletta, so I'm assuming he's an equine edge guy, which of course, JR, thanks for coming over here. We greatly appreciate it. Guys, I'll bring up the PPs before we have to bring on the 2 ugly mugs of Noah and Pat back on here so we could talk about this race a little bit. Andrew, I'll go to you first, and Matt, I'll come to you next. You mentioned it. This race is tough, and Laganos is a horse that hasn't run. I mean, he's run fine on the soft, but really hasn't been tested on it at all. And he's 6-5 right now on the live line. So, if you want to try and take the weather into account, that could be something. You have Chasing the Crown at 5-1. You have Dresden Row at 5-1. Fort Washington at 7-1. Brilliant Birdie at 5-1. Lots of different ways that you can go in here, and probably what's been the most wide open board that we've talked about all day.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to go a little bit off the beaten path here. Not necessarily a win bet, but I am not leaving Flying Mohawk off my tickets if I do bet this race. I think that one is – I've always said this horse is a turf horse, going back to his Derby run. And, it's been hit or miss with Flying Mohawk. I think this one wants to be a little bit more close to the pace like it was 2 back in that allowance race. Instead of maybe like how it was last time being in the back of the pack. You get Gaffleone, who obviously, Churchill, God when it comes to, most of the time of the year. But yeah, I think it's between 3 horses. Obviously Laganos and Dresden Row are my top 2, but if I'm going to take a price here, it's going to be Flying Mohawk. And really, they're the only 3 horses I even really won in this race. I'm fading Chasing the Crown, and I think Fort Washington is another horse that just is a type of horse that needs a setup. And then everybody else in this field, I don't really want. So I think 2, 5, 6 are the 3 horses I would key around here.
And Matt, I'm going to ask you who you like too, but also from a contest perspective. It seems to me in a race like this, it's kind of Laganos or everyone else in a race like this. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be, taking Laganos, betting with both hands in a lot of these races. But when you see this race, I know you also, and this is a perfectly logical explanation too. I know a lot of the times you skip races like these because of how wide open the betting board can be. So, and you just said it. So I was going to ask you, your type of philosophy when you get to these races.
So I was on Equine Edge last night, hosted a strategy session. Mike Saletta was the host. We had Dave Duncan, Brad Anderson. We did a really deep dive for a couple hours, and I think spent about as much time on this race as any. And boy, did we have, fantastic. Boom!
Didn't mean to interrupt you, by the way. Sorry for your explanation, but the chat is exploded for you. So
I wish you luck, but we'll see what happens. All right. But well, that's honest emotion right there. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm with it.
But this race, we only talked about a couple horses that you could really safely eliminate, but we were making cases for 8 different horses here. And look, it's a perfect ideal race. If you've been following some horse, you have some strong opinion, you think this is the right spot for him. Otherwise, this looks like really choppy, dangerous water to tread into. And I don't know. Looking at this odds predictor a little bit, Laganos, I think, is going to come up. It should be a little bit above 2-1. But to your point, Kyle, I think Dresden Row at about 3.5-1 is next, and then it's open season almost. So, I'll say one more word to Mike Saletta's credit. He and I, it turns out, have something somewhat in common, in that the way we look at the win odds for a given race, we try to look at horses in clusters. And it's nice when you can find, for contest purposes, a race where there's only 2 really logical winners. And then there's almost a line you can draw. And beneath that, there's just a whole bunch of others. And this is kind of one of those races that it's almost like you can draw a line under Laganos, you can draw a line under Dresden Row, and then there's a whole big grouping. So,
yeah. No, and absolutely. We're talking about it from a contest perspective, of course. That means a lot. And I'll bring on Noah and Pat from the winner's circle, or should I say the chicken tender boys, ladies and gentlemen, as we have Pat
we got him. This is an interesting race because, Laganos going for 5 in a row. I don't know if this is the spot to do it, but it feels like he's going to lose at some point, right, guys? Pace probably sets up well for him. Not a lot of speed. The only real speed horse is a horse that Pat thinks is pretty interesting at a price at 17-1. That's the number 1 Silent Heart. Louis probably just going to be doing what he's done the last 3 or 4 times, which is going to be going from that inside post. So we'll see how far he can take him. It seems like Laganos will probably get a pretty cozy trip behind those 2. Andrew, I don't think you're crazy. I think Flying Mohawk's got a shot in here. I know he's probably a bit slow on paper, but he had a win a couple starts ago. It was on a yielding turf course at Fairgrounds. He's the only 4-year-old in this field versus 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. Seems like if there's any horse that's improving in this race and would have an advantageous trip with the moisture in the track, I think Flying Mohawk's definitely worth a look at what's at 19-20-1 right now.
Well, now I have to bet it. So.
Oh, you have to. Well, that's what I'm betting, and I've been terrible. So.
I've been ice cold this week. So last deposit of the weekend.
Who's the alternative for you guys? Because I think there's pretty good cases to be made for Chasing the Crown, Dresden Row. I'm not quite sure Brilliant Birdie's the same, but if you told me you like the 4 and the 6, I don't think I'd talk you off.
I'm giving him one more shot, Noah. So I'm gonna try. I don't know if the cut in the ground is gonna hurt him, but I don't know what has been happening. I'm hoping in this race he sits a little closer than what he's been the last couple. I hope Brian tries to get in the middle of the mix. But again, there's one chance I'm going to try and beat Laganos. It might be on the soft turf. So I'm going to try and go with a horse that has liked it in the past. But again, maybe I'm just trying to get a little bit too cute. I'll probably play a exacta with him over and stuff like that. Pat, before we go to Howard, I want to get your second I know you like Silent Heart a little bit at 17-1. Anyone else you're keying in on here?
No, I mean, listen, I think if Louis can get this horse out of the game and get off the rail, which is going to be important, I think, because I don't think we're going to have inside as far as they're going now. I think that's what I'm really.
No, you're a little closer to him.
Yeah, Noah's just pushing.
It's a little quiet.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good now. You got to get Noah has the microphone, so you got to get close to his ear.
Okay, I'm next to him now.
Give him a little uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable.
I just got the camera shoved to my face. But yeah, with Silent Heart, I honestly think Louis needs to get back to what he did. I think it was two back, where he was aggressive out of the gate on the rail and got this sort of put forward, because I think he should be able to hit the board, especially with Laganos right to his outside on the right there.
Yeah, and I don't hate it at all. Like I said, Noah mentioned Louis is going to do what he's done in the last 3 races. Boys, thanks as always. Glad you got your chicken tenders. We'll bring you on for the Stephen Foster.
There you go.
And we'll go right away. We'll go right to Howard as they are on the track for the Wise Dan.
I got to correct you things. First of all, Matthew, they did not hit the all done as much as you think. Number one. It just seems like maybe on the show. That being said, I'm hitting the all button here. No, I'm not doing that. By the way, Andrew Rosinski is the president of the Flying Mohawk fan club. So I saw that coming from it. It was 1 to 5 that he would be loving Flying Mohawk. You actually brought us some cogent arguments. Let me quickly talk about my feelings here as we see them warming up behind. I'm going 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 in the pick 5. I think it's completely wide open. I'm pressing up 2, 4, 6. Dresden Rowe, the number 6, as anyone who knows, who follows our Power Pick tip sheet, is a tip sheet play to me. I think he classes up. He's been in stake races before, guys, just not as much on turf, but on Sin he has. And since Pletcher has taken over the training, he's been outstanding. Shia Mehta, who's listed as the trainer, is Pletcher's assistant because Pletcher's on a short suspension. So don't get thrown off by that. I'm going to go in this particular order 6, 2, 4, 1. I know that Laganos is a win machine, but eventually it's going to stop. Chasing the Crown ran huge last time. I'm concerned about the softer turf. And I think the whole key to this race, guys, for Flying Mohawk, Andrew, here's the key. You need Mercante to press Silent Heart. If the 1 gets loose, guys, I don't think the 1's impossible at all. You think I'm going to leave Michael Maker off a ticket, off a claim in a big turf stake race? And Matt and Kyle and Andrew, he could get loose in theory, although the inside is not playing great, as you heard Castellano say on the turf. Anyway, I really like Dresden Rowe. I hope he gets a good trip. I hope it's an honest pace. I'm completely against Brilliant Birdie. I've chased him last 2 times. He's been awful. So put 500 win on Brilliant Birdie, Matt. Take care, guys. We'll talk in the winner's circle.
Thanks, Howard. Appreciate it. And too late that I already did that. So thank you very much. Hopefully he just talked him in the winner's circle. But like I said, there's a lot of not only contest play riding on a race like this, but again, just probably the best betting race outside of Laganos that we've seen all day. A lot of these other horses, again, somewhere in the 4 to 6 to 1 range. There's probably 3 or 4 of the horses in that range. Flying Mohawk, president of the Flying Mohawk fan club down there at 21 to 1. Pat brought up a horse that was 15 to 1. So I think you can all get the point that there's going to be a lot of it in here. And Sneaky comes in and says, do they show the race? Sneaky, we cannot. Obviously, we have copyright issues. However, we do have the audio of the race that comes through while we're on the screen. So unfortunately, you have to look at our mugs, but you are going to hear the race along with us. And if not, you can mute us, watch the race, and come back and hear us talk about it. Sam Birdwater, not Sam Falcon. Sam Birdwater says the 6 looks like iron, looks really good. I do agree with that, and a lot of people love it. Jacob puts in the chat, who I haven't seen before. Again, all the new fresh faces. Cannot thank you guys enough for hopping in here and spending your Saturday with us. 127 box for Jacob. Don't mind that at all. JR wants the 1 and the 7 as well. Of course, Silent Heart, and then the number 7 is Fort Washington. A lot of Fort Washingtons in the chat. Andrew, I like your mom. Hopefully your mom and I can win with this one with Brilliant Birdie. And this Brand Anderson's throwing Matt under the bus because there's people throwing Howard under the bus because they're saying his head was shimmering. in the rain. And then Brad comes in. He's like, no, there's one thing Matt's head would also be. So I'm trying to keep him away from you, Matt, but I think he just keeps doubling and tripling down.
Who was that a few months ago that asked if I had lotion on my head? It's like, really? You think I have lotion? Like, come on, man. Like,
I don't think I was here for that one.
I can put up like the Emperor's, like a young Skywalker. We could make pics like this, but I'd much prefer to just. I don't think I'm that oily. Sorry.
Quick question, not to sidetrack, but with Saratoga coming up, is anybody going to be up here that we know of on Whitney weekend?
Paul probably.
I'm not sure.
Because it looks like me and my buddy might be going up there and crashing at the Trombetta house up there that weekend, possibly. So if you guys are up there or anybody in the chat, and I do go up there, would love to meet you guys. Well, obviously I met Kyle, but yeah. Just putting that out there.
Nope, Matt McJunkin, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Good friend Matt McJunkin will be there Whitney weekend too. So go ahead, Matt.
Let's just take a second. I don't want to be so selfish to avoid focusing on a contest just because I'm out of it. This Stephen Foster betting challenge, got out of hand pretty early. We talked about whatever it was an hour or two ago about Darren Schweiger going to that big lead. Well, our very own Matt McJunkin here has cut into that lead quite a bit. Darren is sitting at 36 grand still. Matt just jumped up to 26 grand. And the reason that's so significant, in my opinion, is next after him is at 17. So he's in really terrific shape. This is not the most top-heavy tournament in the world. And so the financial difference between first and second, besides what you make on your balance, is not massive. And so, Matt, obviously you don't need to listen to me in terms of what you're doing today, but like I said in the chat, just take a peek at the prize pool and make sure you're not taking more risk than you need to. You're probably in a pretty darn good spot, but I'm famous today for mushing people and horses. So I'm not making any comment about what I think is going to happen.
If you want, they're walking towards the gate now. If you want to get the sound going,
starting gate.
Start on that one.
Time.
Good call, Andrew.
Yeah, I know they accelerated the post time, so I know it's everything. Everybody's a little, off or whatever when it comes to timing today. It's throwing me off. I'm thinking we have 5 minutes, but we only have 0.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point,
3 to 2 just feels kind of fair to me. I don't know what you guys think, but as I'm looking at this field,
Washington,
I'm kind of with Howard on Dresden Row at 9 to 2, Fort Washington at 8 to 1.
Okay, I'm with the 8. Brilliant Birdie, going to give him one more chance unless we file the divorce papers. Andrew likes the number 5, Flying Mohawk.
I bet small win, please show. So,
and they're off. And Silent Heart strikes out for the lead. Dresden Row with an alert.
Saez, by the way, on that one horse.
The outside post is up there, and so is Mercante in between horses. So they race for the clubhouse turn, and Silent Heart inside is up to take the lead, and Mercante is going to stalk second.
Come on, Mercante, get up there and battle him.
Inside with Longinos right up against the rail. Beach Gold from that outside post to the 2-path. They're together, 3rd and 4th. So on the
Drew.
first turn, Silent Heart steps out. It's a clear lead. Mercante content to track from second. Another margin of 2 back.
This is spooky.
Longinos, they're together, 3rd and 4th. Brilliant Birdie was 3 wide on the first turn, 5th. Dresden Rose in some traffic, 6th. Chasing the Crown is covered up inside 7th. Flying Mohawk is 8th. And Fort Washington, the trailer, in 9th. 8 lengths off the leader. And that's Silent Heart, who got an opening half mile in just 48 seconds flat. Bodes well for him as they head for the far turn. Mercante with light pressure as they hit the turn. There's still 1-2, and they're 2.5 lengths clear of Longinos, who's now a clear 3rd and saving ground on the far turn as well. Beach Gold is racing 4th, chasing the Crown, bottled up inside 5th. Wide trip for Brilliant Birdie, Dresden Row.
Very
and Flying Mohawk goes to the outside. Fort Washington still last. Silent Heart still first off the turn, but Longinos has come off the rail, and Longinos is set down. And Dresden Row
holy cow!
Rally, and down the center of the track is Brilliant Birdie and Flying Mohawk. Longinos takes the lead at the 16th. Longinos takes off for the wire. Dresden Row, Mercante, flying finishes, but it's 5 in a row for Longinos.
Jeez, just
Mercante.
That made sense, though. And it can't,
Oncoming Brilliant Birdie and
horse is good.
And Flying Mohawk.
Look, horse is a winner. I talk about this a lot. Just I believe deeply in this concept of a winning mentality. That horse just likes winning. It just he knows he's in a race. He knows what he's got to do, and he knows. Some of these horses like to run right next to others, and this one just likes to go right by him when he's asked to.
I just got an update about Golden Tempo, as somebody was asking earlier. Apparently, the horse is sick and is training up to the Haskell now, of some sort, or is
Travers,
that's what I got. I don't know what's going on with that, but I was told that Cherie said it is training into Haskell.
The Haskell's interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cherie, headquarters at Saratoga in the summer, so that'll be not that far. It's not that far of a drive, obviously, in terms of horse racing.
Or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe they're training up to the Travers because they got sick. I don't know, but it's one of the two races. That's where they're going.
I would assume it's the Travers.
Yeah, I was say Haskell's sooner, so.
Well, they're not going to the Preakness.
Yeah,
no,
and probably not the PA
really
Derby
all I ever
either.
cared about.
Yeah, not the PA Derby either. I don't know. I'm fine with my pick there. And Brian Hernandez did try and get Birdie out of the gate quicker. Unfortunately he had to settle 3 wide the whole way around. Came running late, but Laganos had a much better trip than all of them. And again, we talked about it earlier. Tactical speed wins you a lot of these turf races. Creates his own trip, creates his own perfect trip, and that's what it ends up happening a lot of the time. And that's why he's, again, a winning machine, winning 5 in a row now for the team of Jose Ortiz and Steve Asmussen. Of course, we'll go to Howard here in a second as he gives me the thumbs up. Howard Kravitz from the winner's circle after the Wise Dan.
What's going on, guys? First of all, let me say that Jose and Steve Asmussen obviously have major mounts in the Stephen Foster, so they're going to be running. I don't think we'll be able to talk to them after this race. How cool is Laganos? I mean, you know what I love about this horse? I was trying to beat him a little bit today, but I mean, whatever, I've got him. He's 3-2. He's the perfect style you want for a turf horse, right, guys? Like, he doesn't need the lead. He doesn't come from far back. He's always tactical, as we see Jose bringing Laganos here in a minute to the winner's circle. And he's just really good right now. I guess 4-star Dave, guys? I don't think he's that good. But, I mean, how good are the milers in this country? I mean, I would probably take a shot in the 4-star Dave personally at Saratoga. Scott Hazelton there talking to Jose as he goes in a winner's circle. Flying Mohawk won the gallop out, Andrew, by a ton. He won the gallop out very well. My top pick, I don't know what you guys thought. Again, I talk about this on the show a lot. American turf horses in general, no real issue. By the way, Cherie DeVoe and Brian Hernandez talking on Brilliant Birdie here. Dresden Row they can be in between horses, turf horses, but they don't all love it. I know this is a big horse. Maybe I'm nitpicking, guys. I don't think he got a fantastic trip, but he was able to angle out there in the stretch, guys. And I was shocked that Mercante was actually able to get second. I don't know how Mercante re-rallied, but anyway, congratulations to Laganos. Last thing I'm going to say, guys, and then I'll get off the screen here. We'll just follow it to the winner's circle. You can take me off, Kyle, in just a second. I looked very carefully at the weather, guys, and it looks, I agree, Andrew, that there is a strong line of storms coming in, but it looks like it's going to be around 6:20, 6:30. I believe Stephen Foster's, 6:15, guys, I think is the scheduled start time. Don't be surprised if it starts getting really dark that they actually speed up the race and go off more like 6:10, because the last thing they want to do in a $2 million race is run a complete thunderstorm with lightning and everything. So, and they don't want to delay it, right, an hour. So I think they're going to speed up the post times. I want to make you guys aware of that. You just have to watch the feed and see. I'm speculating, but I think that's very possible. So that's me from the winner's circle. Congratulations to Laganos. Somewhat chalky pick 5 here so far, but I do think the last race is very, very difficult. All right, guys, $2 million race coming up in, about half an hour here? Can't wait for it.
Yep. Appreciate you, Howard. Thanks a lot. I mean, he said it best. Again, it's just one of those. I would assume they have to go. I mean, he's won 5 in a row. Like, the 4-star Dave just seems like the next logical conclusion, right? Something at Saratoga.
we've seen what it looks like when an ownership group has next to no ambition. And sorry, it's just, it's nice to cash your checks and whatever, but I think most of the ownership stories that turn out to be great are the ones where they keep taking that next step. And for a horse this mentally strong and this physically good, like, why not give it the next chance? There's nothing to prove by just doing this again like this.
Yep. And again, talking about winning streak, 5 in a row. He's run, basically 100 buyers, 4 out of those 5. I'm sure that one's going to come back pretty fast too. Like, Andrew, it's just the next logical step. Steve Asmussen, he's not going to hold the horse and be like, let's go in the grade 3, whatever. Like, if he thinks his horse is good enough, which rattling off these wins should prove it, he's going to take the shot.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to go send this horse to a stake at Sam Houston in the summertime. Like, I think they're going to put this horse in the right spot, hopefully. The horse hasn't done anything wrong. 6 in a row now, right? I believe. So, you gotta give this horse a test and see how good this horse really is. These are good horses that he's facing right now, but it's the same group he's facing almost every race. So,
yep.
Or at least similar horses in each race. So, if you want to, really test the tale of how good this horse is going to be, just like I said with Uncle's Gold, just like I said with Albiland, Saratoga is where you got to go. And I think that, it's another turf horse that's going to be one to watch and probably one that's going to be a little bit better odds next time out.
Yeah. And said, hopefully you can have something like that where, if he goes to the 4-star Dave, you can get a better price on a horse that, again, has been winning nonstop over the last couple months. I see, again, we're up to 600 live viewers. I saw up to almost 500 on YouTube chat. Go ahead, Matt, please.
Yo puedo comprender las palabras en el chat. Now is the time for the race for White Barrio. This is the time where he comes alive. Someone else asked what cuánto pago, $5. Nice to have you here.
This is why we have Matt on. This is why we have Matt on.
AP Spanish. It was absolutely unbelievable back in high school, and all these years later, I still can't understand it spoken too quickly, but I'm decent with the vocabulary still.
Here's a funny story. You know what they call me at work at nighttime? Because one of my coworkers is Puerto Rican. He calls me Diablo Blanco, which is the white devil. So yeah, that's fun.
As a member of Spanish National Honor Society myself, I do.
That would be my horse's name too. If I did own a horse, like a 2-year-old, I'd probably would call it Diablo Blanco because that's a great horse name, especially if it's gray.
I'm gonna pull this out.
Be gray though, right?
Yeah, it has to be gray.
I'm gonna pull this out like Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones when she gave the guy the dragon, but he didn't know that she spoke Valyrian.
Yeah,
and he's saying all this. He's talking such crap about her. And then all of a sudden, she starts talking Valyrian to the guy, throws a Dracarys on his ass, blows him up. Oh, my God. Was that the most incredible scene?
Yeah, I agree. I love Game of Thrones. Love the first episode of season 3 of House of Dragons, not to get all sidetracked, but what a episode. But yeah, we got, I think it's the post time for this next race did move up a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It looks like it's 6:16 now instead of like 6:20 or whatever it was. So, just keep that in mind for everybody in the chat. You probably have about 5 minutes less than you originally planned if you were going to get your bets in, especially if you're on track. And also in our group chat, shout out Jackson. He just told us that he's at Aqueduct right now, and he said he was in the bathroom, heard somebody playing their phone real loud, and recognized the voice. Turned out it was Kyle and Weekend Warriors on the live feed. So that's pretty cool. We're getting.
And no, I'll read you exactly what he said because it's a little worse than that. He goes, "Dude pulls up next to me with his phone at full blast, and it's annoying as hell. I'm doing my best to ignore it, but then I realized that it sounds kind of familiar. It was Kyle and Weekend Warriors, which just means that he finds my voice annoying, which Jackson in that case.
We can talk to him. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Thanks for listening. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I really want to do. I want to shout him out while we're still on stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, as you should. Again, we've been doing all night. Again, all the Latin American viewers. Hopefully, Matt did a good enough for you guys. But Más o menos, absolutely. Yazdom, like all these people I've never seen before. Greatly appreciate you guys all joining in here. And again, if you are enjoying it, takes 2 seconds down below the video player here on YouTube. Just hit that thumbs up button, that like button. We would greatly appreciate it. But yes, since they are moving up a little bit, I see 15 minutes to post right now on the board. So let's start talking about this race, guys. It's again $2 million, grade 1, the Stephen Foster mile and an eighth for these older males. Head race. Whoop. All right, there we go. I lied a little bit. Sorry, guys. Sovereignty, White Abarrio. Sovereignty right now 1-2 on the win line right now. White Abarrio at 7-2.
That's not going to finish that way. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I was more just trying to give a dramatic reaction to that. But you know, I know you're going to cut to me at some point to talk about this, so let's just get it out of the way. Looking at these multis and looking at the probable odds, 1-2 is definitely short. So this is showing Sovereignty at about even money. Maybe with these scratches, again, it could be a teeny bit less, but directionally this is accurate. The next two horses are Magnitude at 3-1 and Baeza at 4-1. This stunningly has White Abarrio. I can't, Brad, I can't imagine this is right at 8-1. I can't imagine. I know what the odds are now, but this is suggesting that White Abarrio might even drift a little bit. I don't know. Usually I don't doubt this too much, but I do not think 1-2 is going to stick. That's ultimately my point.
No, and it's okay. Like I said, more than happy to have it. Baeza right now at 6-1. Pat mentioned it's probably going to go down a little bit. Magnitude at 7-2. And of course, the two outside horses are scratch courtesy of Safi Joseph Jr. Andrew, real quick, and then we'll get to, of course, the boys in the paddock. Sovereignty, yay or nay?
Yeah, it's a yay for me, especially with the moisture in the track, and returning to Churchill, which this horse loves. I don't like White Abarrio off of the huge win last time. Even though last time out I was super high on that horse because I watched the horse work at Gulfstream when I was down there for Florida Derby Day, and I seen how good the horse was working. But at this age in his career, I don't know if he can duplicate that. And then whereas Sovereignty is a little bit fresher, and gave White Abarrio a hell of a race last time out. So add the slop in now and return to Churchill. I think Sovereignty is the one to beat here.
Yeah, and I'm with you as well. I'm on the yay side, Matt. I know you are as well. You guys have talked about it, all week long. It's the mention of, it's always when you have these big favorites, it always gets thrown in the weather and all that stuff. But Sovereignty not only has passed the wet test twice, he's also passed it on this exact track in the Derby, of course. Hardest test to do it. It should, in theory, be all systems go for Sovereignty lead into the Saratoga Summer.
Yeah, and look, I think for a horse like Sovereignty, ever since that first enormous win, the horse has been under this crazy microscope where this is the horse that gets the most analysis in every race he's in. And for him to overcome doubt after doubt by just charging down the lane and doing what he does. Okay, the last race was a little odd, but we all know that was a bit of an oddity. This is a horse I don't want this horse running me down. I don't know that translates to betting on him, but this is a horse that would, if my play here is probably Magnitude. I will be scared to death as Magnitude hits. I do expect Magnitude to be hitting the lead as they hit the top of the stretch, if not before then. And Sovereignty is going to have dead aim on him, and I'm going to be scared to death until, so maybe I play it backwards or forwards, but this is just not one I'd want to be betting against cold. That's a little, and yet it's not too easy to hedge with a 4-5 shot, even money shot either. So
correct. And that's completely understandable. Everyone's in the paddock. I don't know who to go to. I guess I'll go to the boss man first, and I will bring up the boys afterwards. Howard, you, my friend, if you can hear us, see everyone in the paddock almost getting ready to be saddled up.
Yep, I can hear you guys. The paddock is absolutely packed right now. There are a lot of people here, a lot of excitement. There's people cheering. White Barrio is just a really cool looking horse. He's right there on the screen. Everyone looks really good. I think the odds they're gonna change a little bit, Matt. Apparently, what you guys are saying, I thought White Barrio would be lower than 7-2. I thought he'd be more like 5-2. That might adjust. All the horses look fantastic. I don't know if Baeza is good enough here, guys, but there's not 1 ounce of fat on Baeza. He looks absolutely beautiful. Just they're all really fantastic looking horses. The paddock right now is about as crowded as I've seen, other than like for the Oaks or the Derby. It's if you're familiar with the Churchill Downs paddock, it's a little hard to see here, but it's about half to 3/4 filled. The excitement is endless. And Ben Huffman, who by the way is the racing secretary here at Churchill, was looking at his phone and looking at the clock. The phone, and I'm guessing, like I said, they're in a bit of a hurry to get this race off because it is going to go off early.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll throw out to you guys before I get my final pick that should be discussed is what people should do, Matt, in the Stephen Foster betting challenge. Because I will say what I was planning on doing, in all honesty, if I was in a spot, I was going to go a straight exacta sovereignty over magnitude. That is what I also tipped out on my tip sheet. I just think Magnitude's going to get a great trip here. Is he good enough? We're going to find out. But 3, 5, 2 are my picks in this race. And it's going to be very exciting, guys. So I'll toss it over to Noah and Pat, and then obviously we'll try to get as much intel after the race, guys. Enjoy the Stephen Foster. It's going to be an amazing race.
Appreciate you, Howard. We'll take you off here right now, and Noah, we'll go to you, my friend. Don't want to see me, that's for damn sure. Noah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. See you in the paddock right there, of course, Jose Ortiz, the rider of Magnitude in the Wind Chills Thoroughbreds. You guys are in there. What have you guys been seeing? And then who do you guys like?
Yeah, so we've been in here for a little while. It's been kind of tough because, as you can see, there's a pretty good crowd in here. A good amount of people here. Just been trying to get some good shots of these horses. They all look good. Sovereignty looks good. Magnitude was definitely very attentive. He had some photographers taking some good pics of him. He's doing that again, kind of circling around. It looks like he's feeling himself out here. It's starting to cool down a little bit. It's been pretty sticky here. So I think looks like all horses are doing well, and hopefully everyone comes out clean.
Always appreciate it, my friend. And then just to reiterate, did you say you like Sovereignty in this race?
I do. I think he's probably the most likely winner in here. I think the price at this point is completely outrageous. I'm probably in the minority, but I think he should be like an 8-5 or 9-5 shot in here, especially with the way that he got trounced by White Barrio last time. But on the other hand, it would be very difficult for White Barrio at 7 years old to repeat the effort that he showed just a couple of weeks ago down at Oaklawn Park and Hot Springs. So I think just based off of the record in White Barrio and the consistency that he's shown, especially at 9 furlongs, I think if you look closer at his 9 furlong races, they make up a good portion of his better runs over the course of his career. I would probably, go between one of those two. At 3-5, I don't have a huge interest in betting Sovereignty. So if White Barrio is really going to be 7-2 after he beat him basically on the square, I thought last time it was a pretty convincing 2-length romp at Oaklawn. I would be more inclined to take that attractive price of 7-2 on White Barrio and the Sappy runner.
Really understand. I'm sure you don't even have to ask the man behind you because I'm sure he's going with Sovereignty.
You going with Sovereignty, Pat? You gave the thumbs up.
I don't know why I had to ask the question, but of course
you didn't.
I was gonna say I think I heard him better that far away than I did next to Noah.
But always appreciate you boys, and again, thanks again for all the coverage. I think we're gonna stay on for the Tepin. I don't know if the rain comes, I don't know if we'll get you back on, but again, if we're not, thanks boys as always. We'll catch you guys soon.
Hey, you got it. Good luck, guys.
Just saying, I'm gonna have to probably be a hard out after this race. Gotta get some extra sleep in before work tonight.
Yeah, well, appreciate it. We're talking horses for 2 hours and 35 minutes with a 2.5 minute conversation about Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. So good. You said in a long, unwinded conversation talking about horses. Need a little bit of the things. I see a ton of people in the chat all talking about who they like in here. And Chris, no, I did not make that stuff up, Chris Couples. I'm at home. I could grab you my certification if you really need it, sir. Do you want my driver's license and ID as well? Andres Eduardo is here. He says he likes magnitude in this race. Jacob's going 3 over 4 overall. So, and again, don't hate that, but that's Baeza love in the chat as well. JR puts in the chat, careful when you mess with the old warrior. $10 on white Abarrio. I don't hate that at all. Jacob Golden Tempo is not racing, and we brought it up earlier that he's probably going to train up until the Travers Stakes. So not running in this race. It is sovereign. Also not to mention that this is a 4-year-old and up race for basically Derby winners of past and Derby runners of past. Yes, Matt.
Some people were asking where you can see these races. So I know obviously on our betting apps we can see the races. Where do they have? Are there links to see this stuff publicly anymore?
Well, I know
see
Keeneland has a live today. Is it not on like a Fox or anything?
I know that.
So FanDuel TV, but like, does the average racetrack like Churchill just have a live feed that they just put up, or not really?
Nope, I don't think so. Do they?
Yeah, it looks like if you have NBC Sports Network, it's on that right now for another 21 minutes.
Oh, okay. And Peacock, I see in the chat. All right, so there's your answer to the person in the chat who was asking.
It's on NBC at some sort of way.
NBC and Peacock, of course, that have all the rights to the big win and you're in races for, like the Breeders' Cup Classic. The win and you're in for the Distaff was earlier too. So they have all the rights to that. So yeah, NBC and Peacock is the answer to where you can watch these live. And of course, FanDuel TV, as it still is a thing. I see a bunch in retrospect. TV says can't watch anywhere in Canada. Naira has the feed on YouTube, of course, because they have America's Day at the Races running, but never in Canada, which is its own issue that we should not get into today. But said we've talked about it ad nauseum in here. There's a ton of horses in here that you can like. I'm looking at it right now. We got 3 minutes to post. Post parade just concluded. They're going to go out the back of the gate, but again, I can't see that they're going to want to do it for too long as we bring back on Howard, who's trackside before the Stephen Foster.
I just wanted to jump in here, guys. I watched the horses very, very carefully as they went into the track. They all look good. Matt, you know that I study horse flesh a lot more, especially the last 5-10 years I've been in paddocks and understanding. I got to tell you guys, Magnitude looks absolutely outstanding. Ears pricked, neck bowed, controlled power. I'm not just saying this because I picked him second, guys, or maybe even upset the field. But of all the horse that looked cranked up and ready to go and not overly excited, I would say Magnitude looks like he is absolutely ready to run. The track condition, I don't think I can switch this around, so I'll probably screw up the camera here, so I'm not going to try. It looks the same as this look, guys. It's definitely drying out a little bit, but it's sloppy. But it's been packed down a little bit, so I don't think you're going to see big puddles kicked up. It's going to be fair. It's going to be a great race. I just want to mention Magnitude looked absolutely outstanding as they walk on. As we got 2 minutes, and then, of course, pay attention to my camera, guys, because right after the race, I'll be following them right into the winner's circle and trying to get interviews right away. So just be cognizant of that. Enjoy the race, guys. 3-5-2 for me in the $2 million win and you're in, Stephen Foster.
No, greatly appreciate you, Howard, and we'll see you after the race. So we're going to, now, of course, everyone out here that we will not be showing the Stephen Foster. However, I will have audio that will play as we are watching the race live with you guys. So thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll get into it here in a second. I'll turn the sound on.
I see Magnitude.
Oh, nope. Sorry. I forgot they keep doing the, they have that show that goes all the way up until 0 minutes post that a lot of telecasts are doing, which is fantastic. But Sylvain's telling me to leave Canada alone in the chat. Guys, there's a bunch. They said you got 2 minutes right now. 4-1 still holding for White Abarrio. Yeah. Sovereignty still at 3-5. A lot of these prices are sticking. We'll see how again the late money comes in here. Baeza at 5-1. Magnitude just dropped 3-1. See, what's the tote board looking like in terms of doubles?
I agree,
Churchill,
retrospective.
let me see.
That is a good point. Could just get to stream the race.
We're making this really hard on ourselves.
We do a little bit of trolling around here. Okay, Mike. But Sovereignty right now in your double from Laganos, of course. So these will be up to, basically full accurate. Sovereignty is $4.81. Magnitude is $11.10, second choice. Baeza's $13.70, and White Abario is, he's over 4 times the price that Sovereignty is. In the double.
What I was saying.
$18.89.
He's showing up at he should be 8-1 is implied odds. I'm not sure it's going to quite get that high. Like I said, given those scratches, whatever, but that's by order of magnitude. This horse is going to be 6 times the price of Sovereignty.
Mm-hmm. And again, I will reiterate it real quick. Musa, no live video. However, we will have live audio. So you can listen to Travis Stone's call of the race, but unfortunately, not only with Churchill Downs, but also NBC owns the copyrights to these big races, so we cannot show them. I will put the sound on right now, and we will have Travis Stone take the call, the $2 million Stephen Foster, as they walk to the gate. Good luck
and the horses
to everyone out there as they've got
gate. It's
to the gate.
Time.
All right, we're going to give them they're ready to go. We're going to try and time this one accurately. I am so bad at this.
Sovereignty takes his spot in line, waiting for Baeza and Magnitude.
That's good sound. They're ready to go.
They're in the gate. And Magnitude was practicing the gate.
All right.
And he broke to the front of the stall.
Obviously, those of you that are here,
Outrider gets a good
broke
hold
through the front of the gate, but got caught right away by the Outrider.
Will be brought
fantastic job by
behind the
them.
starting gate.
We'll see what happens with this.
Giving a look over.
Remember the last time you opened up a metal gate with your face? Gosh, that's just such a bummer, isn't it?
Normal Tuesday night, Matt.
God.
The usual.
The other 4 horses standing in good order.
All right, and they're load them back
once
in.
again.
Rodney did not like what just happened.
They're in the gate. And they're off, and Baeza botched the break. Baeza off at the back of the pack. Magnitude was ready to go today and races out for the lead and then goes over toward the inside. So Magnitude leads the way with a circuit to go. Willie Dees is just in behind, and White Abario is out of their third, and the Derby winner Sovereignty is 3 or 4 wide into the first turn, fourth. And Baeza, with some catching up to do, is the trailer on the first turn. The leader is Magnitude. Magnitude leads by a little bit more than a length as they turn to the back stretch run. Willie Dees is tucked inside, a tracking second. And the unmistakable gray strides of White Abario alongside him third. And Sovereignty is 2 lengths farther back in fourth, about 4 lengths off to lead with 5 furlongs to go. Baeza begins to pick it up from the back of the pack, but is still 7 or 8 lengths behind. Magnitude managed an opening half mile in 47 1/5 seconds. It hits the half mile pole, the one to catch as they move for the far turn. White Abario is now coming after Magnitude. Irad is coming after Jose. They're 1-2 on the far turn. Willie Dees down inside third. Sovereignty starts to pick it up. So it's a World Classic winner and a Derby winner. 1, 2, 3 with 2 furlongs to go. And Magnitude is the one to catch off the turn. And he heads for home in front by 2. Sovereignty up into second. And Baeza continues to
Dude, Baeza's growing.
From Baeza. But in the meantime, Magnitude has gone clear by 3. Baeza second.
Run away.
Behind now. 2 lengths behind now. 50 yards to catch Magnitude. But Magnitude to the top of the class.
Boom!
What a horse.
Wire to wire, and what a year for Jose.
Yeah.
And what an effort from Baeza.
What a horse.
And Sovereignty, the Derby winner, checked in third. White Abario fourth.
Let's make bets. Howard gets on and says, is it me or was Baeza the best horse in the race?
It's funny. I'm listening to my mom in the other room, and she's on super delayed, and she's just starting to root home Magnitude now.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, I agree. Yeah, I think you're correct about what you're saying.
I don't know that he was held in the gate the same way as last time, if that's what even happened. But what a shame to see that horse get off to another bad start and do. That's a crazy set of running lines for that horse. That the last two races he spotted the field multiple lengths and still almost won against the best horses out there.
I'm gonna, at the risk of being yelled at, I'm gonna show a little emotion here. What the hell is Johnny V doing on Willie D's? The whole reason I did not like Magnitude, because what is Willie D's doing in this race? If he's not going to the lead, how is he going to win? I don't understand. He's been to the lead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races in a row. Where is he? Like, oh my Lord!
I've been I'm not hating on Johnny V. I think he's the best jockey of all time in the States. But I think at this stage of his career, the last 5-6 months, he's just, I don't know. It's just I don't know if he's like losing his clock or if he's just, thinking he has horses that he doesn't have. But it's just, there's been some questionable rides recently that he's given, and it's starting to show.
V, like, I don't even know if it's Johnny V. Like, that's, if he didn't make any move to go the front, it almost seemed like it was by design. And I just don't understand.
You're picking on 38-1 filler.
Fair.
I understand.
You're picking on filler. I mean, you can't rely on filler to actually make the race for you.
The horse is only entered in there to go to the lead, and to not go to the lead is kind of questionable. But Magnitude,
he broke great.
It might just been faster in general. Magnitude, I think Magnitude is just a better horse there, but
yeah, I don't know, man.
And for all those
a 5-horse field, you're supposed to go.
Cancel tickets. For all those people. Oh, let's see this.
Guys, I have the internet's real shaky right now, so I'm not. I mean, it's gonna be tough to hear you guys. For Magnitude to do that, I didn't hear your commentary after. Sorry, guys. For Magnitude to break through the gate, I mean, he didn't run after the gate, but he broke through. We've watched a million races. For him to do that and then go on with it and win, I'm going to say somewhat decisively based on the field, is absolutely ultra impressive, guys. We could talk about this race forever. I'll just say a few things. Sovereignty was going backwards, guys, on the backstretch. It was very weird. I don't know if he didn't handle the track. And then he made another run. He just never looked comfortable. I would like you guys to comment on that. I know that he won the Derby in the slop, whatever, but that's very weird for him to sort of go backwards and then forwards again. That was strange. And if Baeza can ever learn to break from the gate, guys, he's going to win the Breeders' Cup Classic. I mean, he ran huge. Giving up that many lengths on this field is incredible. The last thing I'll say, and you guys can keep me on, and I'll just shut up and listen to you guys, and we can go into the winner's circle, etc. I talked about White Barrio, who's a great story all week long, guys. 7-year-olds in the middle of their season do not run back-to-back 110 buyers. I'm sorry. I thought he was a total play against today on the win end. I talked about it on the show, so I'm not webboarding. Congratulations. Here's the winner's circle, guys. The fans are ecstatic. What a great win for Magnitude and Jose Ortiz. I'll let you guys take it from here, but you can leave it on the screen.
Yep, and appreciate it. Obviously, again, fantastic win for Magnitude. Howard, I'll talk to you in a sec because I want to get your opinion on what I just said.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead. Hold on a sec. I got to turn it down a little bit.
You're good.
Hold on. Okay, I can hear you just fine. Go ahead.
My question was the intention on Willie D's in this race. I understand Matt came back at me saying he's just 38-1 filler, which is true, but why is he in this race if he's not going to the lead?
Let me just say what Michael Maker, it's a fair question. Maker said earlier, it was actually on the Twin Spires feed earlier this week. It wasn't a national, broadcast or whatever. They asked why is he in the race, right? And he said a last place finish in this race is better than a win finish in the race that he was maybe going to a Lone Star.
There you go.
There we are, guys. Win in, you're in. Breeders' Cup. Magnitude. I'm trying to get as close as possible. Looks great, guys. His ears are still pricks, by the way. So I think the answer to the question is, Kyle, if they knew they weren't going to win the race, to be very fair. And I think the best chance they felt like they had to at least get above last is just sit the pocket and hope that something weird happens and he can last. I guess what I'm trying to say in a nice way is that I'm not sure they were trying to win this thing. And I can't fully doubt them, Matt and Andrew and Kyle, because if they go to the lead and battle with Magnitude, he's going to finish last. So if you didn't like Magnitude and people are frustrated because he wired the field and you thought it would be a pace battle, I understand it. I'm just giving you information from Michael Maker early in the weekend.
Makes
That's
sense.
it. Understood. I appreciate your point on it. So obviously Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just gonna say, Kyle. You know, if one of the other, can you all quiet down?
Man, I really like your point, Matt.
This is a cool view. We should just watch this for a second. This is nice.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're there. You know,
if the other speed is a key competitor, I have a lot more regard for that horse. But when the horse is, some, crazy long shot, I just, it's like he's not even there. I just dismiss it.
Hey guys, can you hear me? It's very crowded in the winner's circle. I'm going to try to, I don't mean to interrupt you guys. It's hard for me to hear. All right, I'm going to try to, they're talking Jose here. Actually, Caitlin Benson's going to talk to Jose. Now, let's see here.
I got nowhere to be. I might have been looking over my shoulder and relaxed.
I don't know if you guys are able to hear this or not. This is Caitlin Benson that's going to talk to Steve and Jose. I'm literally right behind the camera, guys. So I'm not sure who they're going to talk to first. We'll try to talk to them when the race is over. If I get to talk to Jose, guys, quick question for him.
Oh boy, we didn't take notes. I'd like him to comment on whether or not he thought he was going to have a pace battle.
Whether he was have the lead or not?
Whether he was going to have a pace battle or not.
With the one.
Whether he was not going to have one more time, Matt, sorry.
Whether he was going to have a pace battle with the one.
Got it.
Hi, Ron Flatter.
Steve Asterson, by the way, absolutely giddy. I don't think I've seen him this excited in a long time, to be very honest. I don't think we're able to hear him, guys, through this.
I can really hear it.
If you maybe on the not NBC feed. I can't get real close to them, guys, obviously.
Yeah, I can put it up, Howard. I'm going to mute you. I can put it up on the other feed. So I'll keep your video on. I'll mute you, and I'll let Steve talk through the feed.
Jose, in the confidence he has in him right now, and come together today.
How do you work backward from the Breeders' Cup Classic from this?
We're going to follow the gun runner plan, and he'll go to Saratoga from here, and we love the position we're in.
Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jose, going to go ahead and talk to you next here. Just, are you surprised they let you have the lead that easily?
I knew if I break clean, I could be fast and go to a lead. He broke clean, luckily, after he broke through the gate. So I was very happy that he did. And, I took command of the race. I felt like I had their best horse. We were very confident that he was going to fire big today.
He kind of veered a little bit there going down the stretch. Was that by design a little bit when you knew Baeza was getting a little close?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also...
Howard, hold on.
Got the whole team, they traveled to Dubai, made the trip back, the transition, smooth into training here at Churchill, and what a great race that was put on.
I believe you're unbeaten with horses that ran in the Dubai World Cup coming back in the Stephen Foster.
Well, that's a pretty good record to have, but when you say that, the horses being Curlin, Gun Runner, and Magnitude, they definitely have carried me to this point, and it's all about Magnitude's talent.
What was your congratulations?
Thank you.
What was your thought when the horse broke through the gate and got pulled back around?
Honestly, the little turn, 11,266 wins, never won a race when a horse broke through the front.
This is the
first one ever.
I mean,
and
it's so
to be a
rare.
race that big, it's unbelievable. And great horses overcome obstacles that lesser horses don't.
Yeah.
And just give a shout out to the assistant starter.
Oh God, holding on to him and stuff like that, and hit the ground running, and the horse has been training like that. He has.
Steve, congratulations. Do you think you'd have the lead, and what was your feeling after the first quarter looking at the fraction?
I thought it was fairly significant when they went from Luis Saez to Johnny Velasquez on Willie Dees that they were not going to be as aggressive, just expecting that. And the Dubai World Cup being his biggest win today, he's a free running horse with a huge cruising speed, and let him at it.
Where do you think you might go next season?
We expect to go to Saratoga from here. Plan on following the exact same plan with Gunrunner, and their races have been extremely similar to this point, and hopefully we can finish it off.
Congratulations.
And his last race, he beat the horse.
Hope you guys heard that pretty well. Did you guys hear that all right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I got to tell you guys, I'm going to try to put myself back on screen without screwing this up. I don't know if I'm able to or not. Probably not. That's okay. I'll just leave it like this, guys. I'll put myself back on screen to end the broadcast there. Jose Ortiz, by the way, is back to his other mount. Matt, you and I have talked about before, and I won't get emotional, but to be here amongst the media, like actual media, being able to talk to Steve Asmussen face-to-face after the race and get questions in is really what I want to do my entire life, to be very honest. I want to be a broadcast journalist. I love math teaching, and I enjoy it as I end my career the next few years or whenever that might happen. But to be amongst the media guys, very few select people that get to do this. I'm truly blessed. I'm honored. I hope people at home really enjoy the show. And if they do, please make sure they take care of our tip sheets and subscribe and all the good stuff I'm sure you guys are talking about. But just really a real pleasure and honor to be here.
And that's a very good sentiment, Howard. I will, one, I'm sure everyone appreciate it. We appreciate you. You've had great coverage out there between you, Noah, and Pat. So I appreciate it. We're going to probably keep on. We're going to talk about the tap-in here. We'll talk about it, and then we'll probably bring you back on after to end the show.
Hey, guys, sorry, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I figured it out. I'm still a little bit of a tech idiot, guys. Thanks, Kyle. Matt, I don't think a lot of people are going to have 5-4 exacta in the contest. I'm sure you're going to get into it. I would have, to be very honest, I would have been out. I would have played 3-5, 5-3 Dutch. That was my plan all along. I always said 3-5, but if I had the money, Matt, I would have reversed it. I don't think I would have the guts to play an all-in win bet on magnitude to beat this field. But the last thing I will say, if you wonder why there's analysts on TV, I'm no Maggie Wolfendale, guys, I'll tell you that. But if you wonder why those people make the money they make and look at horse flesh every single day, all I'm going to say is I don't think it's a complete coincidence that I touted magnitude as he came onto the track, even after he broke through the gate. And if you guys heard what Steve said, he's won over 11,000 races. Did you guys hear that? Yep. He has never, according to him, ever had a horse break through the gate and win. And to do it in a $2 million race is absolutely amazing. So I just want to throw the last thing out, and then I'll go, guys. I don't know if we're covering the last race or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign off here, guys. If you don't think it's important to understand horse flesh and their personalities and see them in the paddock and see how they are, I think today is absolutely number one exclamation point reason why. Thanks everyone for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Can't wait to do more of these live shows. Kyle, Matt, and Andrew, love you guys. You guys are rocking it out. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Howard Kravitz, live from the Churchill Downs. Winners Circle.
Ooh.
Here we are, guys. Take care.
Beautiful. Thanks, Howard. All right, guys, like I said, and as much as we like to give him crap, they've done a great job out there between the paddock, and of course, thank you to Churchill Downs for allowing us to have this access that we have between the paddock, between Noah and Pat, Howard on the track with the pre-race, Howard with the post-race. We hope you guys enjoyed the coverage that we had because, and again, all thank you to Twin Spires and Churchill Downs for allowing us to have the access that we have. And thank you to them, of course, for sponsoring not only the leaderboard, but also Weekend Warriors. Andrew, I know you have a quick sign off as well, so I will let you go as well. Anything you want to close out with before you head out?
One of three things. First off, you're not getting this anywhere else besides unless you have it behind a paywall. There's no other YouTube channel doing this on the weekends or throughout the week even. At this consistent of a rate with this type of quality of horse players and people on the track. So shout out everybody. And of course the fans that tune in every day that keep us afloat. But Secondly, as I am heading out, hopefully everybody's doing good on the soccer bets for World Cup. I truly believe it might be USA's year. On top of that, if anybody's going to be up at Saratoga Whitney weekend, once again, there's a good chance I'll probably be up there that weekend. Come say hi. And other than that, I guess I'll see you guys on Betting and Boozing. Philly boy out.
Philly boy out. Andrew, always
right.
appreciate my friend. Go get
Good
some
time.
sleep.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya. And then there were two, my friend. As much as complaining as I just did, I did my complaining for the year. We're good. Like I said, it's fair sentiment. I think that Steve kind of hit it on the head too, that I just missed the switch from Louis to Johnny V. Probably also told that type of story. But again, like my only thing, Matt, is like if they're going to run last anyway and try to get that money, why not try to escape and do what the horse loves to do? I guess that's my only.
It's just by coincidence, and I don't talk about this all the time, or at least I try not to. Pointing over my shoulder is Nick's Go, who I hit in the BCBC. I think the main knock on Nick's Go in that race was that Medina Spirit was going to break and torture the horse up front in a speed duel. Coincidentally, the jockey on that horse was Johnny V. And he opted not to do that. And he tried to give his horse a much better chance at a decent finish. And in fact, got an unexpected second place for his efforts. So, okay. I mean, they don't always do what we expect or want them to do, but they're operating under instructions. And Steve wasn't surprised.
No, I can't. Yeah, what am I? Who the fuck? I'm just sorry. I shouldn't say it. My bad. My bad.
But who are we? We don't. Compared to that guy, we don't know, and he didn't seem surprised at all. So
nope. And we said, by the way, just on a complete different sidebar, the Sox game is on over here, Matt. It's bases loaded, no outs, bottom 9, 1-1 tied. For us, the Braden Montgomery just bunted the ball. The pitcher scrambled, picked up the ball, couldn't get him out at first, threw it to third, bounced the ball and hit the third baseman straight up in the nuts. It's fantastic. But they put in Junior Perez, so it's 0-2 right now. But anyway, I'm going to try and get the Twin Spires leaderboard up here so I can show you. So everyone has been spotty at best, as it's been shown. One race left. And
so what?
If Matt and I are here, it's the 3-year-old female race, basically the American Derby, just female version, going a mile on the turf. And I don't believe there's going to be a pretty heavy favorite in here. Or no, there is, no. Tam Tam is 8-5 right now, down from 5-1 morning line to 8-5. Ground Support, who is the original morning line favorite, at 3-1 for Kelsey and Beshizzle My Nizzle, coming out of the Juvenile Phillies turf, is at 6-1. Use Me is at 9-1. The 10, and there's a couple others in there. The number 3, is at 9-2. So outside of a horse like Tam Tam, Matt, who I cashed on, and a lot of people cashed on with me on Florida Derby Day, just been another one that's kind of been a little hard to trust. And there's not a whole lot of speed in here, but there is other speed. So it'll be the question mark of, do you trust the horse at 9-5? Or again, people could get, start getting a little weird.
Yeah. There's no super logical, if it's not this one, it's that one. And so, maybe from a tournament perspective, and I think these Churchill tournaments are still going on for this last race. So it's obviously quite important. It strikes me that Tam Tam's going to get overused because there just doesn't seem to be that logical a next horse. I mean, if you said to me, I had enough money to bet Tam Tam to protect my lead, and I had a chance to grow it with another horse, I don't know. I wouldn't be that psyched to get any of them. The one I'd want is Tam Tam out of the group. So, okay. I mean, in tournaments, you do what you kind of have to do. And so, maybe that brings us over as I turn my head to the leaderboard side of my screen. this board has been largely inactive. I'm sure people are playing, but there hasn't been a lot of movement, I should say. Darren Schweiger still in first with a $35,000 number. That's still a $12,000 jump on Matt McJunkin, who himself has an $8,000 jump on Gary Crampton, Andrew Asaro, James Metzger. And, you go down from there. There's 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, 6,000. Steve Zare, by the way, that's a killer. I mean, so with $6,000, that guy's completely in it and going to be fighting for it. Joe Carnival, I know, is tough when it comes to these things at the end. Justin Danley isn't afraid. So there's going to be a bunch of people firing here. The question is not whether they're going to fire, it's what they're firing at. And as I'm looking at a prize board with 84 entries, 2 BCBC, 2 NHC, and 5 KDBC. The White Sox obviously did something well there. Congratulations.
Walk off. Congratulations to us. What do you mean? Come on. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
I didn't say congratulations to you. I just say congratulations. Cheers. Okay. Yeah, I think people are going to be focused. First of all, there's 14 grand of cash for first. There's 5 grand for second. There's 2 grand for third. So, okay, there's something worth fighting for there, but it's those BCBC spots. So my guess, without trying to scare my friend Matt McJunkin, is that people are not going to be targeting the dude out there with 35 grand. They're going to be looking at 23 grand saying, how reasonably achievable is that? If they're not feeling great about it or they're not liking the race, all of the sudden the calculation changes wildly and you're playing for 3rd through 9th, which, okay, there's a little bit of prize money for 3rd and 4th and 5th, but the calculation changes quite a bit and you might not see crazy aggression. So I'm going to be curious to see what some of these people do, not from a betting perspective, but more like what were they targeting? What were they really going for it? Or, I mean, there may be people, I'll pick on my buddy Evan Trommer, who's in 7th, who's just dynamite at these things. If he doesn't have an NHC seat yet, first of all, I'd be shocked. But if he didn't, he'd be well within himself to just kind of lay low here, finish off his minimums if he needs to. And, that's probably going to be good enough for an NHC seat. And he'll say, mic drop, I just did exactly what I tried to do. So, yeah, we'll find out what people are trying to do in a few minutes. But, if I'm Gary, if I'm Andrew in 3rd and 4th, yeah, I mean, a nice big fat win bet on Tam Tam would get the job done. And you've heard me talk an awful lot about overlays. You're getting to come in first versus 3rd, 20 grand extra. That's a ton. And so when you put down a $14,000 bet on, what's going to be a 2-to-1 shot or let's call it an even money shot to make it a more dramatic example, you're literally doubling your odds. It's unheard of anywhere else. So that's pretty hard to do. So I'm a big proponent of not just push all your money every time, but just make sure if there's overlays out there that you're getting the full benefit. This is not the time to be shying away from those.
I think that's a really good, again, talking to what I call him. I know he doesn't like to be called this on air, but I'm going to do it anyway. They're called the guru. When you go to, Matt knows everything there is about this. And when he says that, again, when you do this so often, right, you recognize names that of people that will fire at this and you have to pay attention. Even, people with, you mentioned people all the way down like with 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 that will take a shot and have the opportunity to, again, you're probably right. No one's going to be targeting 35,000 because when they can target 23,000, that $12,000 difference means a lot. When all you want is that BCBC seat. So I think you bring up a lot of really good points, as you always do when talking about this. We have 1 minute. They're starting to walk back, which I can't really tell. I don't think the weather's come in. It's like hazy, but I don't know if that's just camera quality or that's actual rain. So I'm trying to figure it out. I actually thought the number 10 Use Me. I know I've talked about this horse in the past. I think he's always been interesting. He never really has gotten any type of setup at all to run into. Even when he was running down at Gulfstream Park, 48-2 to the half mile for a 7.5 furlong race is absolutely crawling, and he was still able to fly late. I think he has a really nice chance, at least to run. If you're playing exactas, trifectas, I'm going to use the 10, maybe as an underneath play under a horse like Tam Tam, but I'm going to probably play a little win bet on him as well. The number 3, East Jabip for Brian Lynch and IRAD is a horse that makes a ton of sense. Ran the Cleopatra and at Horseshoe Indy against 2 other horses in here, and How About Now and Phase Gold. Final Accord's a horse we've talked about. Again, we're just going down the line of if it's not Tam Tam, you could see a lot of different other horses winning, which from a contest perspective means a whole ton. But they are loading into the gate. They're 2 back right now as we go to Travis Stone, and then we'll wrap up the show after the race. Good luck if you're playing.
They're ready to go.
They're in the gates. And they're off.
I messed up the timing that time.
And a good start for Ground Support in Phase Gold. Final Accord was off alertly as well. And Tam Tam comes in from the far outside. And farther out is Use Me. Turner's Charm is wide under the line for the first time. 4 or 5 wide, trying to tuck in, but nonetheless gets hung out there as they hit the clubhouse turn, where Phase Gold leads the way. And Ground Support stalks in second. Final Accord gets a coveted spot, saving ground inside third as Tam Tam moves up a spot into third. Final Accord is back into fourth. Use Me right between horses fifth.
Little eager.
And a wide Charm sixth, only 3 lengths off the lead. And then it's East Jabip running along in seventh, followed by How About Now, eighth, Bohemian, and Mescat, the long shot is the trailer. The opening quarter was 24 and 2/5 seconds. Tam Tam has made steady progress and is up, engaging Phase Gold through a half and 48 seconds flat. So these two hit the far turn, and Tam Tam put a nose in front just as they cornered.
Yeah.
Phase Gold is back into second, starts to retreat a bit. Ground Support revs up. Ground Support third and now second. Wide trip for Turner's Charm, but it's right in it. Final Accord comes off the rail. East Jabip angles to the far outside. Top of the lane. Tam Tam's off the turn, 2-length lead. Ground Support set down, but it's still second. East Jabip is passing horses quickly, but time is running out. And Tam Tam has built a 5-length lead with 100 yards to go. Tam Tam's gone. Tam Tam powering home to win it by 6 lengths on the wire, and a good effort from East Jabip, but was second best.
That's just $700
and
that
Bohemian.
I missed by another nose.
Oh, I can hear you crying at the end, Kyle. That was terrible. I'm sorry.
Oh my Lord, what was I alive to there? At a $20 exact, $591. Oh man,
boy, 2-1, not too bad on what felt like a standout there.
Yeah, I mean, right. Talking about a horse that just doesn't have, we're talking about a wide open horse, or wide open race, excuse me. But
well, we're gonna wait
1 second. I'm at the bar, so I gotta deliver. I gotta deliver the beer. So,
I was just gonna have an old fashioned with no orange slice, but that's not convenient.
No orange slice and 2 cherries, Matt. Come on, I know the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk price. So we're going to wait for tournaments to update and prices. I'll give a quick update on Naira bets. I don't know that my friend Kevin Lux is watching. It's funny. So I mentioned this a couple hours ago that I told him to leave me alone because I wanted to win Jacko's contest. And he writes back and he says that winning the last contest at Aqueduct would be a really big deal to him. We get down to the last race. Instead of protecting my lead, I bet the winner on the side and let Kevin just beat me in that tournament. So he just came in first. I came in second. I'm thrilled. I nailed the winner on the side. But I do try to look out for my buddies from time to time. And when you tell me it means that much to you, I'm not going to get in your way. The Churchill tourneys will be interesting. Yeah, so I don't know. we got to just wait for this to get official, and then these boards will update pretty quickly. But yeah, at Belmont, it was a very logical 6-5 shot, and I'm sure I figured he would go all in, and I would just bet it on the side.
Yep, and Churchill ended up 9-3, 10, 6, 8. But again, that's first choice over second choice in that exacta, Matt. So that's definitely a logical something that someone could have played. Checking that exacta right now in terms of, let's see, 9
and
over.
That third horse is like the ultimate hunch play to use in exactas and trifectas if its name is Use Me.
I tried. Waiting on it to go official still right now. But again, Junior Tam, maybe it's just one I caught too early. That was actually a very, very nice performance. Wide on the first turn, as you kind of hinted at, Matt, when they were going through. Junior made an early move to put that horse into contention, just pressing the pace, and it exploded. Like, just didn't give anyone a chance. And East Jabib came from the pack of the pack. Use Me, unfortunately, just not good enough for myself, but it's kind of the way the day's gone. All the money that I won with my own horse last week, I think might just be down the drain, unfortunately, at this point. However, still a very nice win for Tam, a horse that I've liked for a while, and Phil Bauer and all of them. So maybe we'll see Tam down the line too, because this is another 3-year-old. Again, like I mentioned, it's a 3-year-old fillies instead of the males as we saw in the American Derby. So it'll be interesting to see where Tam goes. My guess, again, as we've said throughout the rest of the show, has been Saratoga. After we get the tournament results, it just went official. So we'll get the prices here in a second, and then we will get tournament results, and then we will end the show. We still have 217 people watching live on the YouTube stream. Again, cannot thank you guys enough, especially after the main race, which everyone tuned in for. We graciously appreciate your support after the race, as they still are walking around out.
So now we hit reload. This is on Twin Spires. It's right there with Naira Bets, I'd say, but Twin Spires is really fast about getting these results up. So hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully, I'll feel really dumb if they have a new auditing process and we're going to sit here for 20 minutes, but usually it's pretty darn quick.
Yeah. And that's the way it's been. Again, as you mentioned, Twin Spires has kind of always been like the quintessential when it comes to updating tournaments fast, minus that one little hiccup, but we won't mention that on the stream. But yeah, they're usually really good. We're still waiting for the prices that they have to come up with the Octafecta price, of course, Matt. Yeah, in case you were playing that 9-3, 10-6, 8-4, 7-11. Of course, if you played your hunch play on the end of your favorite convenience store, you might have hit the Octafecta.
Yeah, I guess if you threw out the 80-1 shot, you would do okay.
Oh man, prices are now finally available. $6.04 to win on Tam, $5.08 to place, and $7.14 on the 10 to show. Waiting for them to put up the full prices, but we'll see what everyone.
Well, we're close.
I have Twin Spires up on the left too, so we'll see what.
Okay, there we go.
Happens when they update.
Okay, would you like me to go through it? Oh, nice job. Oh, Christ. All right, so little bit of that. So Darren Schweiger held on. Matt McJunkin did a solid job of protecting. I'll bet you he's listening. He did a solid job of protecting second place by moving the bar up a little bit, knowing that people would be going for him. Andrew Asaro.
Yep.
And I'm trying to look in the chat to see if he has anything to say, but I agree, Chris Couples, it was a perfect play. Andrew Asaro basically stayed, he made $600 worth of bets, but he stood pat for the most part and hung out for third. And then, like we talked about, the dollars fell dramatically once people realized they weren't in play for a BCBC spot, and the dollars get super reasonable, for fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, What'd it go down to? Terrific. My buddy Evan got 9th at $5,000 on the button. So congratulations to all those players. Dave Feldman, Darren Yearwood, Bernard Williams. If you're a Yankees fan, we'll call him Bernie Williams for you. Michael Wire, Gary Crampton. All right. So we've read all their names. Yeah, that's it. So they'll go through a little bit of a process. I think the top will get their choice of seats, and obviously they'll take the BCBC. It's a bit of a question mark after that as to how someone values an NHC seat versus a KDBC. So they'll go through their process to get there. But yeah, terrific job. And Matt McJunkin, I mean, you've really been showing up for these big ones lately. So nice job.
Yeah, and obviously the big play in there for Matt, which we can highlight, of course. Good fan of the show was an exacta in race number 9. That, of course, being the Bango, went with the Harrodsburg is the horse of the day for him. He had a exacta with 6-7. The jokes literally write themselves. He did multiple exactas with the 6 on top, and then did one reverse 3 with 6-7 for $2,000 a piece. Netted him $26,000. And again, just to highlight Darren Schweiger at the top, I think he had something very similar, but it was earlier in the card. It was race 5. It was a Dutch exacta, 8-3 with 3-8, and the $2,000 exacta there paid $36,000. So again, Matt, you harp on it all the time. Just one play is all you need. Just go after it. If you hit it, you vault yourself all the way up to the lead. I mean, literally,
then,
Darren needed to hit one bet.
And a little bit of game theory takes over, and you look at what Matt did at the end. This was just smart protection. And how cool would that have been if someone had just barely passed him, but he had already fled the scene by advancing a bit? So, you know, this is one of those tournaments where, frankly, he did a little bit better than the score sheet fully reveals, because he was prepared for battles that didn't end up materializing. But yeah, terrific job, Matt. So yeah, another great contest day. I ended up winning both of the 2 Twin Spires cash contests. So that worked out fine. Like I said, I got second in that Naira Bets contest. Cool with me that Kevin Lux takes something that mattered so much. And yeah, it's like we talk about all the time. It's just nice to see friends' names up there and be able to root for people and all that. So, okay, what are we even at this now? 3 hours and 23 minutes. No bathroom breaks. I'm still operating off the same mini Coke Zero. But Kyle, it's been a blast hanging with you today.
Always is a blast hanging with you, my friend. Like I said, we'll get together before we have our fantastic Saratoga trip coming up here in a couple weeks. So thanks. And again, you can't say I didn't ask. I did ask if we want to take a break. We said we're keep going. 3.5 hours straight of the coverage, guys. Again, we hope that you guys really enjoy it, because we truly try to do the best job we can. The coverage, you probably don't get any, and Andrew hit on it well. You know, we do all this stuff for free, on YouTube, right? There's no paywall. The only paywall we have is the Power Picks tip sheet, which has been profitable for 5.5 years. If you guys want to get that in there, we have one more promo and then we'll end the show. Power Picks tip sheet, guys, $2.14 ROI for 5.5 years. It's over $3 in 2026. All of that's done. Patreon.com/HHH Racing Podcast. The link is also in the description below this video. Follow us on X. Again, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you enjoyed. We do this 52 weeks out of the year. Not necessarily live shows, but we do preview shows every Wednesday and Thursday of these weeks. Again, cannot harp on it enough, and thank you all for the support. For Noah Maher, Patrick Kunsel, and Howard Kravitz at Churchill Downs, for my co-host Andrew Brzezinski, and of course co-host and good friend and Matt Miller, I've been your host, Kyle Roscoe. And until next time, everybody, crush those bets, win those photos, and stay safe, everyone. We'll see you next week. Have a good night. Which I missed the button. There it is.
If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.